Welcome back to Words of Wisdom here on beautiful October the 17th, 2024. Coming to you live from Rural Retreat, Virginia. We've got Donald Trump expected to speak at 9:15, actually 8:15 our time, at some Catholic Charities dinner. It's something should be entertaining to watch. I'm going to be moving some bookcases, I think. I've decided that this these bookcases in here, it's just too dark in there the way I've got them set up. So I'm going to move them. That's going to require moving a lot of books and back-breaking effort. So but that'll give you a chance to look at the books while I'm doing that. So, well, Drew the dog will be watching us work while we listen to Donald Trump. Meyer Greenblatt says, "Sup." And Paranoid Android says, "Good morning. Hope Alan the cat and Drew the dog are okay." Yeah, they're fine. I apparently scheduled this show for 7:20 in the morning. That was not intentional. It was scheduled for tonight, like at 7:20. I didn't even know. I think my finger hit the wrong button when I was scheduling it because I was on a bumpy vehicle. So that's my excuse. But anyway, we're live now. The link is in the chat, and there's a GoFundMe if you want to help out my wife. But that's up to you. If this channel provides you any entertainment, perhaps you could help my wife out. That would be great. Or not. I'm going to be moving some bookcases here so you can watch. And maybe you'll come on and hang out. You know, the quality of these shows, these live shows, are only as good as the guests. This is, I used to watch The Tonight Show. Well, this is The Tonight Show where the viewer watching at home can just be a guest. All you got to do is click on the link and come on in. And we've met some wonderful people that have just shown up. And perhaps you'll be one of those people. So don't complain about the quality of the show because I don't have much to say, man, that I haven't already said 47 times, 4,700 times. So let me set my glasses down here. And the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So I guess I'll have to start moving these. Do I really want to do this? Do I really want to do this? I'm not sure that I do. Do I really want to have a backache for the next couple of weeks? Let me see here. Um, in the beginning, I was simply a lowly viewer. Please. I think I might just move this bookcase here and slide. Maybe I can just slide it. That's possible. We'll see. Let me move these Nagas. We were talking about these last night. These Naga monsters. I'll move these little guys. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, what's in this box, man? It's an empty box inside of an empty box. What is this stuff? I could read this book to you, ladies and gentlemen. Have you read this novel, See the Bear, by Dean Bryant? It's one of his early works. Um, oh, actually, there might be something missing from this book. I don't know how this book is supposed to be read. See the blocks? See the chair? With see the doll with the funny hair? The chair is not my son. You ever heard that Michael Jackson song? But the chair's not my son. It would be painful to give birth to a chair. Someone's in the chat here. Why it's Gotham City Comics in Arizona. What's going on,
How you doing?
Kevin?
Good. How you doing?
Pretty good. I decided to move a bookcase. I was going to move all the books out of it and move it to another location. Then I decided to just slide one around because I didn't want to do all that. Now I'll move this comic book spinner rack over here. Shit. So let me give myself full screen so we can appreciate the majesty of this Herculean effort So we approach the room. The spinner. The problem with the putting comics with no, they're bagged and boarded into a spinner rack, is that in the back, you can see the ones that are just, white board. So you almost need to have the board in the middle of the comic to get the full effect of what it would have really looked like a spinner rack. You wouldn't be looking at white boards. But anyway, so over here we've got a little more floor space to move around, and we got a bunch of books, and a roller coaster, and I wanted to move this thing over. How's your day been, Kevin? Did you have a good day at the store? Hello?
I was in Phantom Zone. You probably couldn't hear me.
No, I can hear you now.
I was trying to send a text message to my UPS guy.
Oh, okay.
No, but it's been a very slow day, and I didn't have internet, so it's been even slower. I thought maybe the power grid or something went down.
Yeah. No, I haven't heard anything like that yet, but I expect to hear something horrible like just about any day. You think, when is something going to start to distract, because they need a distraction from the election. Kamala Harris did do very badly on CNN last night, and
And I saw Barry even said she's done.
yeah, yeah. Well, we'll see. They're not gonna give up that easy because I remember that George Bush wasn't popular, and then 9/11 happened, and all of a sudden he was like the biggest hero in the world, and that's all they need to do is there are all these clusters of planes flying over the farm fields, or drones or something. Maybe they were space aliens. They may want to pull out the alien card. That's one of their last things that they were planning on doing. Okay, let's get the Nagas back in place.
Oh, is that one of
So,
the original ones?
yeah, this is a real one. Um,
Are they heavy? I've never felt one.
it feels like a small pillow. It feels like a small throw pillow. They're meant to be like throw pillows on a couch.
I
If
think it'd
you're,
be cool if you filled one with sand and make it like a medicine bag.
yeah, where did I put the other one? Oh, here it is.
You could
Um,
drop it on somebody and make it a weapon.
yeah, yeah. So the did you get some packages today in the mail?
No, I need to text the UPS guy. Hold on, I might be in the Phantom Zone.
Okay, all right.
I can hear you, but you might not be able to hear me.
Okay, Paulo says, "What's up?" I was meaning to contact Paulo because he mentioned that I could be a guest on his show tomorrow night. So I've got to know how to get to it. I think he said it's Jared Osborne's channel, but I don't know if it's going to be on that channel or Paulo's going to be hosting it. Or anyway, I just need a link.
I sent the text to see if because I'm waiting on a box of figures.
Yeah. Well, it's still early where you're at, right? What time is it there?
No, it's four. It's after four already. 4:22.
When does he normally show up?
He's usually like right in the afternoon.
Okay.
I talked to one of the guys that's going to be at the toy convention. He's going to be there again.
Oh, cool.
He was the guy that you got some of those comics from.
Yeah, Paulo Costa says it's going to be on my channel. I've already set it up. Okay. Can you access your Instagram? Uh, yeah, I mean, you mean like right now at this minute? Yeah, I probably could. I might go black for a second, but yeah, I can. Okay. So Looking for something that might entertain. Uh,
I might start moving through these long boxes.
oh, let's take a look at what's going on there.
I might start moving. Oh wait, I just got a text message.
Oh,
Oh, he said no. He said no, I didn't get it.
okay. Well, that means I guess tomorrow.
So yeah, I'm not gonna wait around for him. I'm gonna start doing something else. Start
Okay.
moving. Move these over behind my front desk area.
Captain Strange says greetings. Hello. How you doing, Hans? We're just
Hey,
hanging out waiting for the apocalypse, man.
you should tell Hans about that picture I sent you. Maybe you can show it on screen.
The picture of the beauty contest.
No, no, no. I sent you a picture of some new Ben Cooper figures they just showed at New York.
Oh yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. I'd actually seen the. What it reminds me completely is that Woolworth commercial that's been on YouTube for practically forever from the '70s, where they show a kid in a Superman costume and a kid in a Batman costume. Anyway, apparently those little what are they? Are they NECA figures?
Yeah, the Ben Cooper kids.
Yeah, there are these little NECA figures that are little kids dressed in Halloween costumes from the '60s and '70s, and they uh, they have a new series coming out where I guess they've gotten the license to do DC characters. I don't know if they have Marvel characters, but they have little
They
kids
showed
dressed.
Superman and Wonder Woman. I sent you a
Yeah,
picture of.
yeah. I can. Let me see if I can. Hold on, I can conjure up that picture. Uh,
Captain Strange Life. He's been collecting those. Oh, and they just, if he's listening, they just sent my. They just charged me. NECA just charged me, so I should be getting that third series in. That's the one with Beetlejuice, Gremlin, two Gremlins, um, the Xenomorph, and Beetle. Did I say Beetlejuice? Two Gremlins. Is that five?
two
Two
different gremlins, xenomorph. What else did you say?
Beetlejuice and the two
Beetlejuice.
Gremlins. There's one I'm
That's
missing because there's five, I think.
four. Yeah. Well, so it's an '80s thing. Xenomorph. Is that the name of the alien in the movie Alien?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. So they're up to the '80s. That's not as interesting to me because the '80s, I don't have a lot of Halloween nostalgia for the '80s because by then I was, in my 20s. But Library 88. Hello, all lurking at my drawing table again. Man, I'd like to see some of your drawings.
Okay.
Maybe you'll come on sometime and share them. Let's see. Let me get the conjure those pictures up real quick. If I can remember how to do this. Ooh, someone's trying to come in. It's Paulo. Hello, Paulo.
Oh, what's up?
Not much. Um, so your show is tomorrow about this time,
Yeah.
approximately.
hmm
Okay. And
I've just sent you the link to your Instagram.
who else is going to be on the show? Do you have like a whole lineup of people?
No, I mean, since Jared won't be there, probably from the regulars, just Wilson. Wilson was also worked at Marvel about 15 years ago. He was on the archive department. He nowadays he does production for a couple of minor of the small press companies. So and and he's a Godzilla fan. So he has
Okay.
a so we can talk about that. I don't have a theme yet, so I'll see
What did he was working in the archive department? In other words, he was in charge of the older art and stuff. Or
he was in charge of art returns, and he took care of the CDs with the scanned art.
okay,
So if they wanted to reprint something, he would go look for it.
so he was not involved in making new modern comics.
Not at the time. His office is where they kept the the CD. So he would all if somebody needed art to reprint something or find some reference art, he would know where it was.
So that's how you know that all the Millie the model stuff was tossed out.
Yeah.
That's how you have that inside.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So I just trying to figure out, if I start talking about how much I hate modern comics, I don't want to like hurt someone's feelings. I'm trying to feel out, is he responsible for some of the stuff I hate? It doesn't sound like he is. Uh, so interesting. So that's cool. What is he doing now exactly?
He does production work for a couple of companies. He was at Bad Idea for a while.
Okay. I'm going to still be hearing, but I'm going to flip over to Instagram in order to pull out a picture real quick.
Hmm.
Um, am I blank?
You're blank.
Okay, but I'm audible. Okay.
Apart from that, I don't know. So Howler Mouse doesn't really show up on Fridays anymore.
Oh, he
And
doesn't? Yeah, he contacted me and wants to do a live stream. He
cool.
was he was thinking, "Oh man, you only live an hour from me." He doesn't realize it's all a bunch of BS where I live. And I
Hmm.
had to explain, "No, I just do that for because I wanted to move to that place in Virginia, so it's all a kind of a so it was all an
Hmm.
act." I had to let him
Yeah,
know, but he's excited about doing a live stream sometime.
yeah. I have to see when I have time to do a live stream with him, because I proposed that we were going to review the um, the 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 text pieces from Watchmen instead of review that instead of the comic.
Yeah.
And I remember that because we were talking about Watchmen once on the show, and Jared said that he never read the text pieces. He didn't feel they were important.
Oh, okay.
So it's that's something cool to talk about with. Nice.
If you get real close to your TV monitor, you'll see this is I don't know how to saving pictures from Instagram. I don't know how to do it. I just do screenshots, and this is the text that Kevin sent me on Instagram, and you can see there's a kid dressed as Superman and Wonder Woman, and inside the boxes there's a Batman kid and a Joker kid. I didn't even know there was a Joker costume. There might have been, and I can't tell what the other two are on this tiny telephone screen. But anyway, that's part of the new wave coming. So yeah, that's uh that's what he was talking about. Um, yeah. What are people saying here? Um, Myers says I would like to see Casper or Tweety and Sylvester. You mean I guess you mean as people dressed as them. Yeah. Myers says I'm unpacking magazines right now. Oh, that sounds cool. And Captain Strangelove says Ben Cooper had rights to use Spider-Man costume all the way up to their demise. Yes, I know, but I don't think that what's it NECA can do that figure without Marvel's permission. Library 88. But what do I know? Hey, Captain Strangelove, comics and collectibles. Myra Greenblatt, Kevin, Paulo Costa, and Kevin, and the other people that are. Oh, and Last Frontier is here. Good evening.
Maybe Hasbro could do that Spider-Man figure. It wouldn't be a Ben Cooper. It would be just a kid in a costume Spider-Man figure. They couldn't
Yeah.
put Ben Cooper on the side.
So, what do you know? These figures are selling very well. Is that what you're gathering?
Um, Seems like it, but
I
I
mean,
don't
you got to
know.
factor in how many are they making
They're not
before.
making that many probably, and then the people that see them in the store, they buy them all, then they resell them online.
So you think they're being purchased by people to resell?
Well, they keep the scarcity alive so that people keep buying them and reselling them, and then eventually they'll make more, and it'll kill the value of them.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. It's I mean, they're cool. I mean, I it's but you don't buy them. instead of gold and silver with the thought you're going to retire. But
No,
I keep
I would
seeing people. Yeah,
just wait. I would just wait and buy them later. Don't worry about finding them. Just wait until nobody cares about them anymore.
yeah. Well, you know,
But they're pretty cool. Like even the superhero ones are cool.
yeah, of course they are.
I mean, if you're gonna have a
But
scene of trick or treaters, they can't all be monsters. You have to have some superheroes in the background there.
it's interesting. The part that's interesting is the part that when I was a kid, and then it's a little less interesting as you get into the 80s.
Well, I have a
Um,
picture of me in the '80s wearing a Thing costume, so that'd be cool if I could get that toy.
oh, sure, yeah, yeah, especially for sure, people would
Because
want
when
the
I was a kid, the
costumes that they
Thing.
wore as kid.
I
Yeah,
like the superheroes that were monsters. Like I like the Thing and Swamp Thing.
right, absolutely, yeah,
I even like Spider Man. Though I must say I did like Spider Man.
yeah.
I was never too much into Superman.
They were just unpleasant costumes to wear. It was exciting. And then Halloween night came, and then you put the thing on with the rubber band going around and breathing the
Yeah,
air that you exhale, and it's hot
I
and
like
uncomfortable, and you can't see. And then you got this stupid smock on that's made out of something that's not, it always said flame retarded.
yeah.
Then they
We
started
switched.
saying flame retardant, but originally it said flame retarded.
I remember when I switched to being a pirate, it was much easier because all you had to put on was a patch instead of a big mask.
Yeah, yeah, they're always the kids that didn't wear the store-bought costumes. The mom made them up. Yeah, that's true.
I like the pirate costume. That was the easiest to wear.
Yeah.
Just a patch over your eye. Not, I mean, even that got annoying, but you could just lift it up.
Is Halloween really celebrated in Portugal?
No,
Not at all.
not really.
Okay.
It's a passing fad. Was a passing fad 2 years ago.
Okay. Was it something that adults did in bars, or did kids get into it?
No, no, no. See, this is a Catholic country.
Okay.
Halloween is something to do with witches, and witches get burned at the stake.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What's important is to celebrate November 1st. So you have to pray for the deceased. That's what the Catholics do.
Okay.
October 31st does not exist. It's a
Yeah,
different.
I heard the witches they celebrate from the 13th to the 31st.
Hmm.
But I
Yeah.
want to take it. I want to take it from them. I don't want them to have the fun. I want to have the fun.
Yeah.
We get dressed up at Mardi Gras.
Oh, okay.
The, it's in Southern Europe. People only get dressed up at Mardi Gras because it's the last day before Lent.
Okay.
After that,
Yeah.
you have to go through 40 days with no fun at all. Of course, nobody actually does that, but nobody spends 40 days uh, having no fun and not eating meat and not drinking wine. But in the old days, people would do the would do the most pagan stuff on Mardi Gras, and and then they would pay for their sins for the next 40 days until Easter.
Yeah. So what do you think you're gonna how do you think you're gonna steer the conversation tomorrow night's show?
I have no idea. I'll probably pick up some comics and some older comics, and I'm going to talk about some 80s or 90s indie stuff.
Okay.
I'm going to go see. I'm going to go get the Dread Star trade paperbacks. About 25 years ago, Slave Labor Graphics did the Dread Star collections in black and white, but they shot them directly from the art, from
Uh-huh.
from the color comic. So all the reds and blues turn out black in black and white. And
Okay.
since Wilson is in production, I'm going to ask him what he thinks about that because the that thing ruins all makes a lot of the art unreadable.
Hmm. Yeah. So, uh, when did he start doing the? So he was in charge of like the archive editions or the
No, 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 no,
masterworks.
no. There were no master. No, the masterwork was done apart. He was in charge of keeping the CDs in order.
Okay. So
So
when
if
they
you wanted,
wanted to do a reprint edition, they would come
hmm
get the CDs
yeah,
with the. Okay. So they didn't still have original art sheets. They had photographed it all digitally and kept it on
hmm
CDs.
yeah.
Is there?
They
Did they
did
get
that. They
rid of all
started.
the original art from Marvel?
No, they would do art returns. This was in the 90s. So it was already normal to return the art to the artist.
Okay, that was when all of that that those lawsuits had caused the return of artwork. Okay, interesting. Okay, so um, hmm, what about books where they didn't have the art? What is he? What did they do
If they didn't
when
have
they?
the art, they couldn't scan it.
Well, now the customary way seems to be to scan an existing comic book and then just clean it up digitally.
Yeah,
Um,
well, in a lot of in the 90s they would print from film. So you would scan the film because each sheet the each sheet would represent a color in the printing process. So
yeah.
when you need to do the if something was made in film, you would have the film, and then you print from there.
Well, um,
It's usually the
yeah,
film the film that takes up a lot of space more than the art.
yeah. What are we looking at here?
Sarcophagus.
I thought you had. Do you have this figure?
No, this is very good. It's Joe Biden.
I knew you were gonna say that. I was waiting for it. Super heavy. You can't even hang this on the peg.
Okay. What's the price on this thing?
$50.
Oh, okay. And when did it
Under
come out?
2012.
Oh,
12
okay.
years ago.
It's been around a while.
I wish I still had this one. This was a good one.
That is, yeah. I never seen that one.
And remember these things? I can't believe they still make these things.
No, I never saw any of those. That's hideous.
They're called
What?
mini mates. They still make them. I can't believe there's people that still buy them.
Yeah, I can't believe anyone ever bought them. That's ridiculous.
They're like it's almost like a Lego figure.
Yeah. I'm so old. I remember when you get Lego and then you build whatever you want with it. But now you buy boxes and it tells you this is a kit. You're building this, and I
Yeah,
think it's
I never
better when
had
you.
one of those. I just had Legos. I never had like instructions what I had to
Yeah,
build.
I just like the generic Lego where you can build whatever you want. Um, well, that's pretty neat. Is that something you've had for a while, or you just get this?
I uncovered it because I'm making room for some boxes, and I just uncovered it. There's look
Oh,
at
so you're
all this dust.
discovering stuff that has been hidden.
Yeah, look at all this dust on it.
Yeah. Well,
But once I put up these mummy walls, it'll look cool next to it.
yeah. As far as reproducing old art, the DC archive books were really disappointing to me because I could see that the art had been retraced by they. I think they. What do you know about that? It looked very the. It just didn't look right. The old, 1940s Superman and Batman comics.
Oh yeah, a lot of the original art, or even the film, doesn't exist anymore. So
Right.
in a lot of cases they have to recreate the art.
But see, they don't do that now. Now they scan it from an existing Golden Age comic and then
If they
they
have the Golden Age
tweak
comic,
it. Huh?
if they have the Golden Age comic,
Yeah, but now, yeah, that's true. But someone had now they would do that and it would look crummy. But then, because they were having people probably in sweatshops in Asia draw the art. But and the what was really obvious was the lettering and the word balloons looked shaky and just didn't look right. And it made people think that the Golden Age books were really junky. People that flip through those archive editions thought, "Oh man, I just hate this old Golden Age stuff." But in reality, the stuff didn't look that bad. My gosh, what is that Jeffrey Dahmer victim? Uh, so and then Greg Theakston came along. You know about all that Theakstonizing
hmm
stuff? What was that?
yeah,
Okay, you know about it. Yeah, he'd actually bleached the color out of a real comic that he had to sacrifice in order to, because they had to get black and white art in order to print. Now they don't do that. All these PS art books, they're just shitting right from original comic books. So I'm, I guess most people watching this already know all that, but that was always a frustration. You know, you buy a $50 book or whatever they cost back then, $35 book, and then it's just not even real art. It's not the experience a kid would have gotten in 1942, 43. They would have seen better quality art. Um, I don't know. You know, the Watchmen series requires that you know a lot about comic book history to really appreciate it. And the parts that he wasn't reading, was that what was it, under the hood parts about what was it, the original Night Owl that had the dog, and was that the
nobody had a dog in Watchmen.
oh, I thought he had a dog like Ace the Bat Hound, and then
No,
the original guy.
no, he's modeled after Blue Beetle, the original Blue Beetle. So there's no dog.
Okay, I'm thinking of a different character then. There was another
Uh, the Quality Manhunter had a dog, and
I'm
when
thinking of
they
the wasn't there a character in Watchmen that was a police officer that had a dog
he
when
was
he
a
was
police
fighting
officer,
crime back in
he
the
didn't.
40s?
He was a police officer. He didn't have a dog. Nobody had a dog.
Why am I thinking that?
You're
I
thinking of
guess,
Kick-Ass 2 or whatever.
oh,
That
yeah.
one guy, that guy
Kick
had a
Ass
dog.
2 was terrible. Kick Ass 1, I liked that movie, but Kick Ass 2 was terrible. I never read the Kick Ass comics. Maybe I should have. Man, I could have sworn that guy had a dog when he was in his prime. And then he wrote a book. He became a mechanic.
hmm
See, the guy that was the police officer I don't know, man. It's been so many years since I read that.
Yeah.
But the whole thing, man, you just have to get into the mind of a warlock to understand that. But I just assumed all the stuff about piracy and pirate comics. I think that went over most people's heads, and that was EC Comics' last ditch effort to survive was to do piracy comics, because maybe we can get that code approved, because that's pirates are naughty, but they're not naughty, like people that cut their wives' heads off. It's more like something you'd see in a Disney movie, Treasure Island. It's more of a wholesome kind of murder and pillaging. And so they tried doing those comics and they didn't sell. But in this alternate world of Watchmen, those comics were huge and took over the comic industry. That's what I remember from reading it in the 80s.
Yeah.
And I don't think the average person would understand that at all. So I
Well,
don't,
it's
all
more
that.
to explain the world. Since there are real life superheroes, there would be no interest in reading about them in comic books,
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right.
as you have the reality of superheroes um, outside the window. So doing a comic about them would just be a parody
Yeah.
in a world where superheroes are real.
So what did you think of Zack Snyder's movie version?
I don't even remember it. It was that interesting.
Well, there were parts that were really good. I thought I could see, okay, this guy can take a comic and use it as a storyboard, and it's good in the sense that he's bringing that stuff that was not his own thoughts. Everything, he's just recreating it exactly someone else's stuff. So it's not really creative. And then the creative moments are, oh, what music will I use? And then he chose the most obvious choices of music, Bob Dylan, and oh, we're a Vietnam scene. Why don't we use Flight of the Valkyries? And that's not original. You
Yeah,
could choose something that wasn't been obviously used in one of the biggest movies of the 80s. And and then he changes the ending, the alien false flag thing, and just makes it, oh, it's an atomic thing. Um, which some people think they're about to do that in real life. What happened at the end of Watchmen is because there was an email that leaked out from Hillary Clinton when she was losing the race against Trump, and she says, she says, should we? Do you think it's time that we use the alien card?" And it's like, oh, so they're gonna stage an alien invasion in order to imagine if that's what they used to get Kamala Harris in. But there's all kinds of conspiracy theories going on over here in this country. But if you listen to the right places, um, uh, yeah, I mean, there was some good casting in it too, and but overall, you know, um, oh, so Library 88 says I still haven't properly read Dread Star after all these years. I love Starlin, but I only have a few random issues of Dread Star. I'm right with him. I don't think I've ever had read an issue of Dread Star. I think I have one issue of it. I don't know why I never got into it. He says the living Biden, referring to that mummy. Strange Life says, I hope that creature with Julie Adams, and if I'm sorry, I have that creature with Julie Adams and a few DVD creature from the Black Lagoon movies she signed for me. Cool. Um, yeah, I think the thing about Dreadstar and a lot of other comics when I was a kid and the direct distribution started and there were comics that were sold only in comic stores, I kind of turned my nose up at them. Like I thought they weren't really officially comics. Like they weren't real. They were they weren't quite they weren't quite what I liked because I couldn't see them in the 7-Elevens or the bookstore I went to. They were only in the comic stores, and something about them, even though they were coming from DC and it's just, and they had better quality paper. I don't know what it was about them. They just, maybe they didn't seem cheap and childish enough. And I wanted my comics to be cheap and childish and lowbrow, and they were more highbrow. And I know that doesn't make any sense because I was a teenager and you'd think I'd want more mature material, but I in comics I want it lowbrow. In rock and roll music, I want lowbrow rock and roll music. I'd much rather listen to the Trogs than Emerson, Lake and Palmer. I like to hear I'd like to hear garage bands that really, they may not even be able to play their instruments very well, but I just like that sound better. I just like lowbrow stuff. So the the earliest direct distribution stuff, and I think this is before the direct distribution was was like a comic called Star Reach. I remember that, and
Yeah,
I remember
that came out
seeing that.
around 73, 74. It was edited by Mike Friedrich, and
Yeah.
Starlin and Alan Weiss and P. Craig Russell got their start there.
And then there was a comic I remember when Lone Star Comics first opened, and that was summer of '77. I remember seeing it. It was called Sojourn. You know, they always had these titles that were kind of highbrow.
Hmm.
Sojourn. And so I'm like, what does that mean? Oh, I found out it's a long voyage, but it just sounds pretentious, you know. Sojourn. I don't know about that comic. I mean, maybe they were all great, but and then there were a
Yeah.
lot of comics that were,
Sojourn was made by the guys who had graduated who had just graduated from Joe Kubert's school.
oh, okay. Well, I guess I looked at it and I sensed it wasn't quite professional. I mean, it looked okay, but I had limited money because I was a kid. And then the first of the direct distributed comics, it seems like there was Camelot 3000, and that looked really great. And I got a bunch of those. There was Omega Men,
Mm.
Teen Titans, I think, started being directly distributed. And then I think the one that it was confusing. I used to be able to remember, but then there were two Teen Titans comics. One was Tales of the Teen Titans. I think
Hmm.
that one was reprints of the stories that had just appeared like 2 years before, and then the new stories were on the Baxter paper and the comics you could only get in the comic store. Is that right? Is my memory correct?
Yeah, something like that.
And then it's just you know, you figure it out at the time, but now I think comic collectors now looking at, I don't know how people start now in comic collecting. It's like, how many times have they restarted Spider-Man or Green Lantern? What are we looking at there, man? What is he showing us? What is this? Oh, it's an issue of Wanted, isn't it? Is that what that is from
Yeah,
1973?
issue 6. Yeah,
Is this for sale?
it looked like it was part of a collection I was keeping.
Oh, for yourself? Okay. Yeah,
But
don't
I
sell
haven't
your
decided to.
person. Huh?
Well, I'll look at it and see if it's something that I want to
I
keep.
don't I don't even know if I have that issue, but that's a great comic. Just for people watching, Wanted was a comic in the 20-cent days from DC. I think they only put out about 6 or 7 issues, and it reprinted Golden Age stories, but it
Yeah,
focused on the villains. Um,
yeah, it's really cool in here.
yeah, this is the oh man, I don't know if I have that one or not, but if you're selling it, I'll um, I think I get paid tomorrow because of the weekend. They pay early, so I could. If you're selling that, oh, I was gonna call you today, but I realized I didn't have the money yet. I got to get that Castle of Frankenstein, man. That's like that's I got to get that, man.
I
Well,
thought I already sent
shrimps,
it to you. No,
huh?
I didn't already send it to you.
The new one you just got?
Yeah, yeah.
No, no, no,
Uh,
no. You sent Alter Ego, and you sent the other one, the other monster magazine called uh, Cryptology.
that's right.
Yeah. Can we see the full cover on that one there? The Wanted. Yeah, I do not have that issue. I almost positive, but I'm almost positive I don't have that one. Yeah, that's cool. What else are you finding? This is all your stuff you're keeping for yourself. You thinking? Uh, yeah, that
Kind of.
was a good Superman cover. What was that? Library 88's commenting.
Oh, it's a cover I decided to keep. I like this one. or he's
Yeah.
looking at. He looks
Oh,
it's
that is nice.
1944 Normandy,
Yeah,
France.
yeah, that's nice. I'm sure the inside is terrible, but
And I like this one too. Same artist.
oh yeah, that's nice. Really nice.
Every once in a while, I find Superman comics that I like the covers on.
Library 88 says, was Star Reach or was it Andromeda was published in Canada? I have no idea. I like Moondog by George Metzger.
Yeah, Moondog was serialized in some underground magazine, and then it was published as a graphic novel.
Okay.
Andromeda was Canadian. Star Reach was published by Mike Friedrich. Andromeda
Okay.
was Canadian. Andromeda was Canadian, but it was really underground. It had nothing to do with the stuff that Bill Black was putting out, which was more mainstream. And that there was a magazine which only lasted one issue, which was put out by Rich Buckler, called Galaxia, when he tried to take control of Devil Slayer again. He was going to reintroduce the character as Bloodwing.
Oh, that's neat.
And I think there's a public domain Blue Beetle story in there.
Huh. I never read Batman and the Outsiders. People have told me it's good. Captain Carrot was a good comic.
Blue Devil, the original title, was surprisingly more fun than I expected.
Oh, that's pretty good. The Supergirl covers. Oh, that's the Trina Robbins miniseries. Oh, you have that issue. No, it's not
They're
that
making
issue. That's
fun,
something else. Oh, that's Cerebus.
making
Fooled me
fun of
for a
it.
second. Hmm. Well, that was a pretty good box. There were a few good ones in there. Um, oh boy. So there's apparently some dinner that they give. I don't know. This is the 79th annual. It's some Catholic charities dinner, and they usually have but Kamala Harris is not going to appear. She's sending a videotape message they're going to play, but Trump is there, and they say it's usually this is a more Democrat leaning crowd, so he's not going to be playing to people that necessarily love him tonight. Than this thing that's about to happen here, and um, well, he's not going on for over an hour. Library 88 says, good box of stuff. Library 88 says, I still need that Trina Robbins. I don't think it's valuable because I don't think most people have good taste, but it's great. Yeah, Trina Robbins really loved Wonder Woman, and she's the creator of Vampirella's costume. Frank Frazetta just used her model sheets as the guideline for that cover for issue 1. Yeah, she just passed away maybe 6 months ago. Uh, so anyway, yeah, so I wouldn't know much about Dreadstar, but it's just I had limited funds, so I just bought what I could back then.
Dreadstar actually debuted in Epic Illustrated. You in the what is that thing called? Um, Man, I forgot. The Metamorphosis Odyssey. It was a science fiction story that Starlin was doing in Epic Illustrated, and
Mhm.
Dreadstar debuts on the 5th chapter. And when the story ends, it sets up the for the Red Star graphic novel, and after that, the ongoing series begins.
But it left Marvel there for a while, didn't it? It was creator
Yeah,
owned, I guess.
yeah. Everything Epic was created around, and then all of a sudden they have to
Oh,
start doing stuff with. But there's a point when they have to start doing stuff with Marvel characters to see if anybody pays attention, because they never had a runaway hit.
I thought they had the Silver Surfer in the first issue of Epic Illustrated. I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they were trying to hedge their bets with that one. Yeah, I mean, I bought the first few issues of Epic Illustrated. When did that come out? About
1980.
1980?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would have been 15 years old, and I could see what they were doing. Marvel tried to imitate everything. Dynamite was popular, the magazine you could get from your teacher in school from Scholastic Press, so they did Pizzazz as an imitator of that, and heavy metal. Epic Illustrated was their imitation of heavy metal, but
Hmm.
it didn't go as far as heavy metal. So, but I bought a few issues of it. It never really grabbed me, and a great deal.
Well, it's an anthology, so you can't treat it as expecting it to give you the same feeling from beginning to end.
Oh no,
Uh,
I never expect that from an anthology. I just expect to be entertained. Expect to. There was a lot of disappointment happening around then from companies that I'd grown up loving, and I Marvel seemed to be just maybe they'd always been selling out, but it just seemed like comic after comic was based on toys, and I know a lot of that's beloved now. The Shogun Warriors and the GI Joe and everything, but it just seemed like, man, they're just and and then DC went up to $1, and then a few years later, as an experiment, and when they went to $1, it was like all new stories, and I'm thinking, I guess that was a selling point, but I was thinking, man, I like when they put the old stories in the back of these giant issues. I don't want all new stories. I like give me one new story, but when those giant thick comics, I want to see stuff from 1949 and 1952 because that's what was exciting to me. Partly, but if I'm going to be paying extra for a comic, I was the complete opposite of I think what the average person was. And then when they did Crisis on Infinite Earths and just killed off everything, then Marvel's making Spider-Man a black suited character, and everything just I just moved on to other stuff. But I was still always buying comics, just older ones. It just I don't know, it just kind of lost me. But I still have that love for the early 70s and most of the 70s and 60s, and of course I love the older stuff before the 60s, but I can't afford it. I mean, people will come on YouTube and tell you how cheaply you can get golden age comics. You can get, look, I paid $30 for this, I paid $50 for this one, and you think, well, man, that is pretty good. It's a 70-year-old book, but then you realize if I get addicted to buying $50 comics, I get three comics and I spent $150. And then it seems like like that's a lot of money you could start winding up spending if you get that golden age bug. And but at least someone's preserving the stuff. But anyway, Night Tiger. I'm thinking of Night Tiger because he's a big advocate of buying those, getting golden age comics cheap. I saw that he was not feeling well. He's really sick right now, and so I'd just say get well soon, Night Tiger, if you're watching. Um, but I don't think many I I don't really show many comics anymore. Well, I did a couple of shows last weekend where I was showing lots of comics, and it's like, I don't even think I got 200 views on them. So I think people would rather just have a talk show where people just talk than show comic covers. Because, like Meyer was saying, you could just go to mycomicshop.com and look at comic covers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, instead of picking up 50 comics and go, okay, one comic, two comics, three
Yeah,
comics. Okay, get one comic, open it up, and talk about it.
that's what I was trying to do on the weekend because I was opening them and looking at the ads and everything. But I don't think people, I think people, I'm convinced that all the rules of YouTube don't apply to what I'm doing or to my particular small audience. Because everyone says YouTube, it's good to do a video not more than 15 minutes. That's what they want. People want short bursts. And then that's the type video YouTube likes to put commercials all through and everything. But if I do a video that's an hour and a half or 2 hours, people don't want that. If I do a video that's 5, 6 hours, I get more views. And maybe it's just because it's on so long, it gets more hits during that time and it looks like it has more views. But I think a lot of people keep watching it. And it's like Gary Davis last night was telling me that he sometimes puts on the show to sleep to. And it's, I said, well, hey, trust me, several generations of students did fell asleep on their desks with drool all over the place listening to me talk. It doesn't hurt my feelings. But he wasn't meaning it that way. He just says, well, it's just like these are the sounds of my friends talking. And for someone that's lonely, and during the time of the pandemic, there are people that apparently I've found there are people that have contacted me but they can't talk to me in the chat and they can't appear on the show. But because they don't have that setup, they watch on their TV or they're technologically limited. But there's a core of people, maybe a couple hundred, not a lot of people, but that really are like the show, and it's maybe they're lonely or going through stuff, and this show helps them. So that's, I don't get any money for the show, but it makes me feel good that I can help people. And I know I repeat the same stories over and over again, but like an old uncle, but I just and it helps me too to keep in contact with friends and everything. And so that's all I really wanted to ever do with the show is make contact with people because I was pretty lonely there after I retired, and you know there people are going through rough times. It's I assume the economy's not really great there either, huh?
No, 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 no.
Yeah,
They just put out a report talking about how the housing prices doubled in the last 8 years,
yeah,
while wages only went up 35%.
yeah, yeah.
Although it doesn't feel that they went up that much. Yeah, and they just did a report on all the stuff they're doing with olive oil because the olive oil all gets sent out to other countries to be rebranded there and sold as a premium product. And here we use olive oil because it's a cheap cooking oil.
Okay, so that one of your main exports?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, um, what are as far as the auto industry goes, um, Trump and the tariffs that he's talking about to get the auto industry back where the manufacturers are based in the United States instead of down in Mexico and stuff. What is your opinion, your professional opinion on that?
Well, the problem is that all of the American manufacturers are kind of stuck with having to deal with the unions, and that's why they try to escape to Mexico. even Canada uh, is not really a good haven for the auto manufacturers. Um, but if you need to build a cheap car for selling in the U.S., you need to build it in Mexico.
Okay, because they're not union.
Yeah.
So having a union actually hurts the union members, is
Yeah.
what you're saying. So now one of the big unions endorsed Trump, which is something the Democrats never thought would happen. But okay, so but if tariffs are put on cars coming in from other countries, then they're going to be forced to build them in the United States.
you know, right now you have foreign manufacturers building more cars in the U.S. than the U.S. auto companies.
Yeah.
Uh, Toyota built their cars in California and Ohio. Nissan as well.
Why did they
BMW.
do that? Why did they put them here? I'm just
Well, the cars that Toyota and Nissan sell in the United States don't sell anywhere else. Only the United States. They
Oh,
don't
they're
sell those
building
cars.
cars to be sold here. Then
Yeah,
that
yeah.
way they don't have
Those,
to transport them across an ocean.
yeah, those cars don't even exist in Japan. There are no
Uh,
equivalents.
okay, that's interesting.
BMW has a factory in North Carolina. Mercedes used to have a factory, but now they build those cars in Brazil. Uh, I don't know where Honda build their cars. I think they build them in Ohio, but I can't be sure.
But so the thing is, in Europe, you don't see American cars because they can't afford to import them because of tariffs.
No,
They don't.
we can't afford to drive them because they have big V8s, and
Oh, I thought
you
the way it was presented to me on TV is the tariffs in Europe prevent them from being sold.
that's bullshit. We don't want your cars. They're big. We can't drive them.
Well, okay. But if cars could be made here to be sold in Europe, um,
Okay.
that couldn't happen if they were there was a car made here that would fit all the criteria for people in Europe and people in Europe would love it. We can't export it. Is that
No,
true?
no, not really. Here's the thing: the cheaper cars that we have here, we have we can build them in Romania, we can build them in Poland, we can build them in Slovakia, we can build them in Portugal and in Spain, and if necessary, we'll import them from Turkey, where they're even more cheaply made. There's just be no advantage in buying cars that are built in the United States.
Yeah. Well,
All of the Fords that we have are made for the European market and built here. Except the only exception is the Mustang, which is a niche product.
hmm,
The Ranger pickup comes from Thailand.
what? Well, man, I don't know. It's pretty weird over here. Um,
General Motors left the European market almost a decade ago. They sold off. They sold off. Oh, yeah, it was in seven. Yeah, almost. It was in 17. They sold Opel to Peugeot, and they had already shut down Chevrolet because all the Chevrolets that we had were built in Korea.
why is the Jaguar pronounced Jaguar?
Because that's how
Why?
the British pronounce it.
What's wrong with them, man? Don't they know how to speak English? Bastards.
It's a Jaguar.
I don't think you should have that extra syllable in there. It's like the Beatles singing, I ain't got nothing but love, girl, 8 days a week. They add that extra syllable in there, days a week. As a kid, I'd hear that song. I thought they were saying eighth day of the week, but it's 8 days a week. I'm pretty sure. If I am I correct on that? And sometimes those extra syllables in some parts of the United States, kids is a two-syllable word. They say kids. I used to work with someone from Chicago. She said, "Okay, kids, kids." I don't know, man. It's a messed up language. Isn't it a hard language to learn?
Yeah, it is.
Because all
The,
the
the
letter. I mean, because I don't know if Portuguese is like Spanish in that every letter in the alphabet has one sound.
Actually, no. Portuguese, most consonants have one sound. Some vowels have four sounds. We pronounce the A in four different versions, but three of them would sound the same to you, but they don't to us.
Did you hear his? Whenever someone opens his
Yeah.
door, it says front door. It's like they
Oh,
made door two syllables. Front door. It makes
uh-huh.
it sound so elite and mean. We've got the same security system on the house. You open a front door. Okay, what do we got here? We got to look at this. Man, look at this. This is a vintage card that you've got in that machine. Oh, I had a finger like that when I think I still have it somewhere with a split in it.
Here's those squirting rings. I think somebody was showing you. Myers, was he showing those?
Maybe. I think Meyer might be watching. I don't know.
Yeah, because I can still remember when you fill these things up with water. I still remember the taste and smell of the water that would come out of there.
588 says, I always got excited when I spotted an opal in my Canadian hometown as a kid. Oh, I need to stop making fun of Canada. We've got people watching from Canada.
Let me go get
Uh,
50 cents and see what we can get. Hold on.
You really have that filled with cool stuff?
Let's see. Hold on.
you can still spot opals in Canada and the United States. They were just sold as Saturns and Buicks. The last
Oh,
Buick Regal was the Opal insignia over here.
man.
And for a while,
So,
they tried selling the Astra as a Saturn. I mean, that made no sense because the here compact cars are too expensive for you.
yes, I'm watching, says Meyer. Yes, I have a bag of those squirting rings in neon colors. Of course he does. I'm amazed at his new apartment. Everything just looks so orderly and it's like everything fits perfectly. It's
Tell me if you'd be happy with that purchase for 50 cents.
well, it's false advertising because that's something from the '90s or early 2000s. But it's kind of cool. What is it? A little wrestling guy or what is that? No, he's got wings.
These wings are, you're supposed to cut this here and here, and then you can plug the wings in.
Oh, okay.
Like a bootleg muscle man.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I guess I'd rather have one of the things on the header on the card, but
You
it's
want a
not bad.
refund?
It's not bad.
Would you ask for a refund?
No, I mean, do people really buy stuff from that machine in your shop?
No, it's against the law. I can't do that.
What? It is? Why do you
Yeah,
have to have a license for it or
I'd have to
something?
have this machine licensed. Yeah, for taxes.
Oh, okay, okay. What I don't understand is why do you have to get a marriage license? Why is the government involved in marriages? I never understood that.
Hey, we're
588
here.
says, "Oh heck yeah, 50 cents for a yellow muscles guy." Gary Davis says, "I had a POS Opal in the late '80s." Hey
Well, of
Gary,
course he did.
thank you for the. I didn't hear you call last night, but thank you for that nice voicemail and everything. Uh, but yeah, call anytime, Gary, and you're welcome to come on if you want tonight. I think I just put the link in the chat somewhere.
Hmm.
Um,
But hey, all the J body General Motors cars were Opals.
I don't even know what an opal looks like. That I have no idea.
Okay,
Um,
Opal
The J
was a
bodies
scam.
the J bodies were the compact models from GM for the early '80s, and they were basically all modeled after the Opel Ascona.
It was the only car he ever reached 100 miles per hour in, an Opel.
That's because it didn't have the limiter. Your cars are limit. Your cars are limited in maximum speed, and ours aren't.
Well, but what if there's an emergency and you're trying to escape from a tornado or something? or,
You do that
or,
at
or,
you do that at 85.
well, it seems like, well, yeah,
Well, actually, the limiter in the U.S. cars is 112.
really.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go faster than 112.
Nope. Some on some cars, more sporty models, they're limited to 130. It's only the real fast sports cars which have no limit.
Yeah, I just don't. I can't picture what an Opel looks like for some reason. That's
The
I'd
Opel,
have to.
the
I
late
have to see
60s,
a
early
picture
70s.
of them.
Yes, that's the Opel GT. The Opel GT was a sports car which was based on the chassis of the Cadet, but the visually it was sort of the front end was modeled on the Corvette C2, but it was made for the European market. Actually, let me see if I can get some pictures of the Opel GT for you to see.
Okay.
All right, so here we are.
Do you have any old slideshows that you have saved on your computer of that you
I
used to
don't.
do?
I usually when I do slideshows, I usually save the. I have a folder for slideshows, and I replace the previous ones with new ones when I make them. So I don't keep
Uh,
the old ones.
how often do you go? Do you put stuff on your channel? Um,
Oh, nowadays I don't.
I mean, when was the last time you did a live stream before, tomorrow night?
Uh, I did a birthday stream last December, so maybe I'll do
Oh,
one this year as well.
okay. What day is your birthday?
December 16th. I don't think I think it's in the middle of the week, so I probably won't be able to.
No, you just do it the Saturday before. I didn't do that to you. The little, did you see that thumbs down? It's like I was just doing this, and all of a sudden, the machine thinks I'm. I can't remember. Kevin taught me how to do things. I think you've got, what is it? Something like this. If you turn your hands, it does something. You got to act like you're some kind of warlock, like Alan Moore. Man, how do you do this? I can't remember anything. There's different ways. It's not working. Oh, there, I got that. Okay. Uh, I can't remember how to do it. Kevin, do you remember how to do this stuff?
Yeah, you do the devil horn.
I'm doing
No, that's put your thumbs in.
oh.
There you go.
Yeah,
Are
you
you
do the
supposed to
neon.
put the
Yeah,
thumbs in to do a double thing?
yeah.
Yeah, otherwise you're doing I love you.
Oh, okay. What about hook 'em horns for the University of Texas at Austin? Is that thumbs
That's the
in or
same
out?
thing. No, thumbs in.
Okay.
Thumbs in is long horns and double horns.
Maybe they're secretly owned by
Try to do hang loose.
devil
That's just your
worshippers.
do hang loose. That's your thumb and your pinky.
What is that? What happens?
I don't know. Maybe you get a surfing thing.
There
Like
was
a
some. What
wave.
caused the fireworks? Was it doing this?
No, oh yeah, two thumbs up. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's something that makes it rain as well.
Yeah, there was, wasn't there? I think it's maybe two thumbs down.
Yeah, and you can
Okay.
if you do the V sign, it also does something.
The this
Yeah, I think it does.
maybe you'll get psychedelic.
Ah, you got you got
That's
balloons.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I this one time I was just on my show, and all of a sudden there was over here, over wherever there was a thumbs down that appeared by my head, and I didn't understand why it was there. And I thought someone was putting. I went off on a rant against everybody that hates me on YouTube, and they didn't even do anything. I was dredging up all these old problems, and it was just because the damn computer was. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Gary Davis, there was a police car following me, and I knew I was in trouble. I pulled over and waited, but he sped past me, probably thought that my piece of shit couldn't possibly go that fast. I put a bat signal sticker on the back and called it my Batmobile. Hmm.
I have an image there of the car that Gary was talking about
Okay.
on presentation.
Okay. Oh,
No,
so I have to click on
yeah,
something.
yeah,
All right. I'll look for it. Oh, there it is.
yeah.
Okay.
That's the Opel GT. It's a two-seater sports car, and it's based off of the Cadet. It's not very powerful. It's only 90 horsepower engine, but you could race it if you wanted to.
Okay,
Uh,
that looks like a pretty cool car. Looks like
yeah.
something I would have as a Hot Wheel or something. Is that what Gary Davis is saying he owned? Something like that?
Well, it's the one. I don't think he owned that one, but it was the one that he liked.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty neat.
That was sold briefly in Buick dealerships.
Huh. Yeah, okay. Um, that's pretty neat. Ugh. So, well, the last time you were on, someone put a real nice message that you're a really great guest. I don't remember who wrote that. Did you see that?
I think so, yeah.
That's neat.
But
Yeah, well,
I am too pleased.
well, it's when you're showing comics, and it's like, but if you can tell a story about the comic, I like hearing stories, about I got this on my birthday when I was 9 years old. If there's a story attached to it, or if you didn't have it since you were a kid, a story about how you got it. But if it's just something you went to mycomicshop.com and went click, 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 and got a whole bunch of comics, and then you show them on your show. It's like, hey man, you don't have any attachment to that comic. It's cool looking, but it means about as much to you as the some toilet paper you bought at Safeway
Yeah,
earlier today. Um, and that's just boring to me.
I got this comic because I heard it was rare. Well,
Yeah.
if it was rare, you need to cook it more.
Yeah.
Hello, cat.
Yeah. He's here. He needs to clean his butt, man. I'm not going to show that. Um, so if you were here, would you vote for? Well, I shouldn't ask you political questions. You don't have to answer that. I don't want to get you in trouble.
Although we just avoided a political crisis because the Socialist Party said they are abstaining on the state budget for 2025, which means there won't be elections.
Oh, well, there's
Otherwise,
people here.
otherwise you would have to have elections because the government the government would stop functioning.
Well, there's people here that think that the election's going to be postponed, that some crisis is going to come up magically, and they're just so we just can't have the election now. It's like everyone's speculating all kinds of theories about what's going to happen. It just everyone knows that things aren't going to just be normal. They're just
Mm.
not going to say, "Okay, here's the keys to the White House. Thank you, Mr. Trump. It was a good game."
The
I don't think it's
the
just not.
the big rumor now, apparently, and a lot of people are convinced it's going to happen. Joe Rogan is going to interview Trump.
Yes, that's what I understand, and he's also interviewing Kamala Harris. So,
That one's really is just a rumor. I don't think it's anywhere near. They may be talking, but it's not confirmed. I'm not sure Kamala would go for it.
No, I heard it confirmed today, and yeah, I heard her say it, and I heard Trump talk to someone on some podcast called the PBD podcast. Some
Mhm.
guy, and my wife says, "Oh, I love that podcast." I'd never heard of it.
Yeah.
Some
No,
guy with a
I watch it.
slightly is he slightly Middle Eastern? He's kind
Yeah,
of a European accent.
is an Armenian Iranian.
Okay, and he apparently interviews a lot of big people.
Hmm.
And I started watching right before I came on. Trump today was a great interview with him, and he said, "Yeah, I'm going to be going on Joe Rogan soon." And
Cool. That's going to be even bigger than the first time that interviewed interviewed Alex Jones.
yeah, I mean Joe Rogan's huge, and yeah, I mean Kamala Harris is just a joke. I mean, really. Live 88 Trump doing the podcast rounds was impressive and a surprise. Yeah, he's doing great.
I think
It's
Vivek may have put him up to it.
That's makes sense. He's got a great team right now. He's
Hmm.
got like a Justice League of America quality team behind him. I mean, I always liked Ben Carson. You know, he's had him since early on, but to have uh, Tulsi Gabbard and Robert
Hmm.
Kennedy Jr. I mean, maybe Kennedy can, because a lot of the stuff in our food is banned in your country,
Yeah.
but we gobble it up because we don't know, and we're just like, but maybe someone could come along and really help. But the problem is people have trouble with his voice because I'm not sure what happened to his vocal cords,
Hmm.
but a lot of people just say they can't listen to him talk. But I think, well, if you just listen, if you just try, everything he says is brilliant. But yes, I know it's, and I heard Gavin McInnes talking about him. It's like he says he's got kind of a crybaby voice, like the voice a little kid makes when they're all, in a crying jag. Oh my gosh, we're inside of a mouth of a monster here. What? We got to go full screen with this. I think Kevin is bored. I don't think he has any customers right now. This is cool, man. We're inside of a monster's mouth. So, what was the big seller yesterday? I think you told us yesterday. I can't remember. Well, it was
Well, I
remember
sold out a Mystique.
steak. What was it? A girly cover?
No, it had a. It's pretty ugly, actually. If they would have
Oh,
done a girly cover, it would have sold even better.
well, there was something that was selling. I can't remember what you said. It
I'm
was. Oh,
talking about
Absolute Batman.
this Absolute Batman sold out, but this sold out too.
Okay, but I have a copy behind
Yeah,
for me here. Yeah,
you like
yeah.
there's a printer damage on this one.
Yeah, that's what all my boxes I get from Amazon look like. They're covered with white dust like that, but it comes off, unlike that,
That's
it
not
comes off.
dust.
No, that isn't. But what's on my boxes comes out off all over my clothes. It's because the UPS delivery truck drives through, goes to farms where they have gravel roads with all kinds of white dust that comes up and gets over all the boxes that whenever you order from Amazon.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. But the stuff I get from the regular postman isn't covered in that. Um, um, this cat is really wanting to be petted tonight. You hear the purring?
No, you can't hear the purring from it. You'd have to put the microphone really on the cat's skin so you can listen to the bloodstream, because the purring doesn't come from the cat's mouth. Now we can hear. Yeah.
You can hear it.
Hmm.
Man, is there anything you don't know? Several things.
Yes.
That was a that was a line in Batman. It's like, gosh, Batman, is there anything you don't know? Several things, in fact. Oh man. So what's the guy again that's coming on tomorrow night?
Wilson Ramos. He's one of
Wilson.
Wilson
What's his
Ramos.
last name?
Ramos.
Ramos.
Yeah.
Okay. Is he was he born in the United States?
Yeah, yeah. He's from New York City. His family came from Puerto Rico, but he doesn't
Oh,
speak
okay.
Spanish.
Okay. Um,
Yeah, and he does the show with us always.
okay.
It's it's it, it's just Jared that's not going to be home tomorrow. So in order to have a show, I'm doing it.
What is it that confuses me every time you mention his name? I think there was a guy that I think his name was Robert Osborne. And it's like whenever you mention him, I think of that guy who's probably not even alive anymore. He was on like American Movie Classics or Turner Classic Movies, some cable channel that's all classic movies, and he'd come on before, "Hello, it's Robert Osborne. I'm going to tell you a little bit of." He'd tell you a little bit of information about the making of the movie before it started, and that's who I always keep thinking whenever you say Jared Osborne, because I just so it's the senility. Gary Davis, Kevin, is that cryptology magazine published by the same as Shutter? No, Warrant publishes Shutter, which is a fake Warren publishing or tribute publishing company. I think cryptology is from the Tomorrows company that
Yeah,
makes
yeah, you're
okay,
right.
which makes Alter Ego and Retro Fan. It's like Retro Fan, but more concentrated on monster stuff. So it to me it comes off as the Monster Times or Castle of Frankenstein, the classic Castle of Frankenstein, maybe more like the Monster Times, but on slick paper. Because it's I think the first issue is very promising. Friar Tuck says Jared worked for Marvel as well as Ramos in 80s and 90s. Okay, so Jared is also a Marvel guy. I think you
Yeah,
tell me this every
yeah.
time and I forget.
He was in the production team. He worked with for Virginia Ramita. He was one of the last few people to work with George Russo's.
Uh-huh.
In fact, when Russo's died, they used Jared's picture that he had taken and ran it in one issue of Marvel Comics Presents.
Oh. So these guys in their 40s,
They're not they're now in their 50s. I'm not
50s,
sure
okay.
if Wilson is 50 because he's a bit
Okay.
younger than just a little bit younger than Jared.
How'd you meet up with them? Just popping on their show or
Yeah, well the show was Howler Mouses and whenever
oh,
Howler yeah, but since he couldn't do the show on Fridays anymore, Jared took over.
oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just know
In
Howler Mouse is the Sunday guy. Okay. That's neat.
fact, when the because Howler Mouse and Jared they used to talk a lot from way back in the day in the early days of YouTube. And Howler Mouse was one of the first guys to do a YouTube show about comics.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, I've seen old shows where he's this really young guy.
mhm. And Jared also did did sort sort of art lessons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then they started doing a show a few years back, and I was one of the guys who commented a lot on the live stream, and Howler Mouse invited me over, and we went from two guys to four because he also brought in one of his friends from Virginia, Scott Connor. Um, but then Scott didn't couldn't come into the show on a regular basis. So we quit. I quit the show. Then Howler Mouse could do the show. It was me and Jared invited Wilson, and every once in a while we used to have a couple of his other friends from the Marvel days,
Hmm.
and Chris Giarusso shows up whenever he can. Chris Giarusso was the guy that used to do those mini Marvels, which appeared in the which were kind of look like the Peanuts but with Marvel costumes.
Oh,
And,
okay.
yeah, and they appeared in the Marvel comics around the year 2000.
Okay. Yeah. Howler Mouse has a guy on that's a real intellectual guy that goes by the name Gore Vidal.
Yeah.
Like I guess he's just taken a famous writer's name that's dead. Well, he's dead. He doesn't need that name anymore.
Well,
I'll be
remember
Ray
that
Bradbury.
in the beginning of the internet, nobody used their real names.
Yeah, but that's somebody else's name, man. I
In
should
fact, it was a
say,
big
hey,
deal.
how was it writing Caligula, man?
Yeah, but it was a big deal when Gore did the face reveal because he never showed his face.
Oh, okay. I didn't do that. I did not do it. God, I hate that, man. It hasn't done that in a long time. I guess it's because I'm so tired. I'm trying to keep my head up, and they think I'm doing a thumbs down. Yeah. Well, that's that's some of my earliest memories are that theme song because I remember being 3 or 4 years old and hearing Popeye and Friends starting and local television in San Antonio is
Yeah, I see the post I'm putting up right now on Facebook or on Instagram.
oh, are
Check
you
it out.
putting up?
Yeah, check it out later tonight.
Okay, all right. Well, what's coming soon? Can you think of comics coming out of the next few weeks? Big events coming, toys coming in the next few weeks. What are you looking forward to the most upcoming, say in the next month or until Christmas?
You're asking me?
Yeah, yeah, because you have a store and you've ordered stuff. You
I
think
ordered stuff like 2 years ago. I haven't even seen. I have
that's terrible. Well, I was
some of the
thinking.
some of the stuff I've been getting in. I've been like, I don't even remember it. I'm like, when did I order this? I just
So
there was a
you have.
Robotech figure actually sold it today, but I was like, man, I when I got it in, I was like, man, this I can't remember ordering this Robotech.
Huh. Wonder if it was sent to you in error.
No, I ordered it. It's just like 2 years ago, things were different than they are now. I wouldn't order a Robotech figure now in this economy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Um, so everyone pretty much agrees that the economy is terrible. I mean, they're telling us it's wonderful, the people running against Trump, but
Well, they just tell you what the stock market's doing, and that's held up by funny money.
yeah. Well, so absolute Superman and absolute Wonder Woman are things that people are finding interesting and are looking forward to now because absolute Batman was a hit. It sold out, right? Um,
I just think it's going to be the same thing they did with the Ultimate Spider-Man, where Ultimate Spider-Man's a hit, Ultimate Black Panther, Ultimate X-Men are a failure. I think that same.
Okay. I mean, so it's the same basic thing. They're doing alternate versions of their heroes. They tried the same thing back in the early 2000s. That early 2000s ultimate stuff I kind of liked because at first I was like hesitant, but then I realized, okay, this is not affecting the real Spider-Man or X-Men storylines. This is just an alternate take on it. And then I tried that stuff and I was enjoying the Ultimate Spider-Man and Ultimate X-Men. Then the Avengers one they called the Ultimates, then I realized, or someone told me that what Marvel was really doing was they were showing to Hollywood how they could adapt their properties. They were making comics, saying, "Hey, you can make our comics this way," which is why. And then they drew Nick Fury to look like, um, what's his name? My mind's gone. The guy that says motherfucker a lot. What's his
Yeah, the
name?
guy from Pulp Fiction, Mace
Pulp
Windu.
Fiction. No one can remember his name. The
Sam,
motherfucker guy.
Samuel
What's
L.
his
Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson. They should just put on the credits starring the motherfucker guy. Uh, yeah, I'm sorry. I know his name. It's just I've been up since 4 in the morning. They drew Nick Fury to look like him, and then later when they made the movies, they cast Samuel L. Jackson because they'd actually been drawing him in as Nick Fury for maybe 10 years, or was it longer before they actually made the movie with Samuel L. Jackson?
Probably,
Yeah,
but it was about a year in when Jackson found out about it.
yeah. I wonder what he thought about it, man. Was he amused? Was
Well, at first he thought, man, these guys are using my face, but then he saw the scene where when all of the characters are talking about who would play me in a movie, and and then ultimately Cruz says, well, of course I'd be played by Samuel L. Jackson, and then and later he told the story in an interview. Oh, this is a job offer. Okay.
Yeah, that is. It's kind of a job offer. But yeah, it's kind of like when EC Comics just started doing Ray Bradbury stories, and he's thinking, and he sees him and he's like, man, they're doing, they're ripping me off, but man, it's great. The artwork's great. I really love how they're they're doing a great job. So he had to complain, and he said, hey, I guess the check hasn't arrived here, but I really enjoy what you're doing, but but my standard rate of $50 a story, I guess the check hasn't gotten me yet, but I want to keep working with you. In fact, here are these other books that you might want to adapt stories from. And it's just like, and so then they started giving him credit. So it's just one of those weird things. But I thought the Ultimates, they went too far with it because they made Hulk doing R. I don't even want to say the word on YouTube. They made him a I don't know if you've read it wasn't good, man. And you know that all that shit with Ant-Man, Giant Man is abusing his wife. That wasn't even actually meant to be that way when it was originally drawn. And then I just don't like that Marvel went ahead. Oh, we'll just make this character spouse abuser. I don't want to see that in a comic book. And then, of course, in the Ultimates, they took it much farther, and they made the Hulk doing crimes to women that are. I mean, it's just like, why did you do that, man? Marvel, that's stupid. You don't do that with your heroes. Turn them into uh, that kind of character. I thought they jumped the shark with the Ultimates, but I didn't mind those. But this new Ultimate Spider-Man, I don't even know. And what's funny is that when I don't know, they started this Miles Morales, and apparently it was in some other Ultimate line that came 20 years later. And so people are looking at those old Ultimates from 2000, around the time of 9/11, and they're thinking that's where Miles Morales was. It's way too confusing. Okay, let's see what we got here with the Gill Man. Gotta look at this. Japanese writing. Oh, it's one of those. The Japanese love to see what's inside of their monsters and what's inside of their cars. They love the cutaway views. That's his skull, huh? Oh, okay. So then you can you can put it over his face, and boy, he's got an ugly skull. Well, huh? Is that really a Japanese toy, or do they just put Japanese writing on it to make it look cool?
I'm guessing it's made in China.
Oh, everything is, yeah. What happened to Taiwan and Hong Kong? I guess they became part of China.
No, no. Taiwan is the last remaining holdout of the Republic of China, which was the Chiang Kai-shek regime.
Yeah.
Macau and Hong Kong were still European colonies, which were returned to mainland China. Macau in 1999 and Hong Kong in 1997.
So the stuff that used to be made in Hong Kong now says made in China.
Well, Hong Kong still maintains a certain degree of international recognition because they're a special administrative region. I haven't really noticed, so I'm not really sure if they say made in China or Hong Kong.
Yeah, I just know as a
But Hong
kid
Kong still
everything.
has
Yeah.
Hong Kong still has its own flag.
Uh, it's just when I was a kid, everything said made in Hong Kong or made in Taiwan, and
Mhm.
I just thought, well, why don't they make them in there anymore? Okay, so I forgot you got all these boxes of old store stock from some old drugstore. Have you been ordering from them lately?
No, I haven't been. I've been just buying masks lately.
Didn't you pull a set of like weird jigglers doing sports for Meyer and myself?
Meyer got his already. I was gonna ask him if he displayed them in his new place.
Oh, I wonder if he's going to. Yeah, I'm sure he will. And mine is still in my cabinet.
They're over. Right, there they are. They're right next to the wrestling ring.
There's so much stuff. Someday we ought to do it, just show everything that's in my cabinet so I can remember what's in there. Because my wife keeps saying, "What all is in your cabinet? Huh? How many thousands of dollars do you have in there?"
Put it in my cabinet. That's the new word. Put it in my cabinet.
Yeah, I used to say put that in my pile. Now it's put that in my cabinet. Then it's going to be put that in my room. God damn, man. I really am an asshole. But I'm going to get it all bought eventually. Just got to get Trump back so I can get on my feet. Uh, but I'm going to get a little bit of stuff tomorrow from him. So,
I
what are you
mean,
looking for at this toy convention? Is there anything you've got your eye on or eye out for?
I'm hoping people bring out their monster stuff since it's Halloween.
Right. Yeah, that makes total sense. How often is the thing? Like quarterly?
It's twice a year, so they do one
Okay.
in the summer and then one in the fall, I think, or I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah, it
You
does
can go
seem
back in
it's
the. Do you label the videos?
oh, I guess I should. But oh yeah, the ones where you go to toy shows, I always put toy convention live from Arizona Toy Convention. Yeah, you could probably find it if you go back in my live streams.
The
Uh,
last time we were there, we were buying. I get confused because there's comic shows and then there's toy shows.
well, I remember we were still sleeping in the attic when you went there, and then we were sleeping in a room on the second level, and that's when Trump got shot. That was in July. So it was before July. It was probably the spring. Yeah.
I think I was getting those magnets. I think I was buying those magnets.
Yeah, that's where you got all those magnets. Did you ever were you able to sell those?
There's only a few left.
Okay. Library
I think I
88
bought
says I
one.
snuck into McGill University in Montreal and saw Gore Vidal do a talk. He was really old and senile and seemed drunk, and he told two stories and then told them a second time all over again. Sounds like this show.
Maybe
Library
this
88 says P.S. Ooh, Family Feud.
the
Why?
sealed copy. Yeah.
Yeah, because no one wanted to play it, I guess. Yeah,
Hmm.
Super Nintendo. That's pretty cool. P.S. It was strange and awkward, and we all felt bad listening to him. repeat himself, so I snuck out early. Samuel Jackson, someone's trying to tell me what's it. So how am I any different from Corv at all? So yeah, the name you forgot is Samuel Jackson. Meyer Grimblett says, I know right where they are. Oh, okay. Man, I think he's going to be unpacked pretty quick, man.
Like
I think
91, I was in seventh grade, I think.
when that came out there,
Or maybe that's wrong. I
what's the
can't
year?
I
What's
can't
the year on?
remember.
I didn't hear what you said the year was.
91.
91. Let me see. Okay.
Oh no, I was. Let me think. No, I was like in fourth or fifth grade when this came out.
Oh, 91, I was 26. Shit,
You would have been
man.
the right age to probably play this game.
Yeah, I got a Super Nintendo system in right about the time that the Batman cartoon came on Fox because I had the animated Batman Super Nintendo. Oh, I still have it. I yeah, right around that time. Yeah, I still have all those games. Damn, you guys are making me feel old.
I get that all day long, so don't feel bad.
Oh, Myers says I played the hell out of that Family Feud game, and he says I bought the Super Nintendo and all the new games when they were coming out.
Is it a
Yeah,
generic host or is it the real host?
yeah, I'm wondering.
You can't see that close.
It was Richard Dawson from Hogan's Heroes.
Look, back
Uh,
then you could only rent it in certain countries: USA, Canada, Mexico, Latin America.
yeah, I don't know. I didn't know people were renting video games back during that time period. I guess they were. He says it's generic. Yeah, some of those Super Nintendo games were just genuinely great. Um,
4,000 questions, so you almost never heard the same question.
oh,
That's pretty good. Up to 10 players. It's pretty fun.
oh. So how did you stumble on that game? Someone just brings it in like that to you and sells it to you?
I bought a VHS collection and it was in there.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll show you the box. Because it fell out of the box and went behind the shelf that I'm clearing out.
oh, so you're finding lots of goodies as you clear out stuff.
Oh, yeah. And here, we were talking about Pulp Fiction. Look at this.
Oh,
This, I think, is one of the first Super 7 reaction figures I think I remember ever getting.
hmm. I don't remember what that refers to. I mean, I saw the movie, but
Remember the pawn shop and they had that gimp in the basement or whatever?
no. I mean, I
I
have.
mean, it was the most
I mean, I
disturbing
don't
part of
think
the
I've
movie.
seen that movie since I saw it in the theater, man. Oh shit! I think he dropped his phone, knocked himself off the air. I better put the link in the chat again. Boy, that's happened to me before. Okay, hold on. Okay, there it is. The simp is the leather suit guy chained up. I don't remember that. Um, I mean, there are things I remember, things I don't about that movie, but I enjoyed the movie. Man. So, um,
I guess I'll be heading to bed because it's 2 a.m. over here.
oh shit, man. Are you oh, there he is coming back. Are you what are you doing tomorrow? I mean, obviously that show, but
Yeah. Apart from that, nothing. This weekend, it's the my
Guy bit me.
it's the yearly the yearly get together for my dad's old army buddies, army and navy, because he was in the navy during the colonial war from 69 to 71. So they get together. They try to get together every year.
what was the could you briefly explain what the Colonial War was?
Okay, so in 1961, the CIA and the KGB armed different groups in Angola, so that because we were the last colonial power in Africa. And the CIA armed one group, the KGB armed another. The Portuguese, they started doing terrorist acts, and we sent troops to Angola to stop them. And basically, it just required it wasn't like Vietnam because we had control over the main cities in our colonies, but the war was still ongoing in 1974. A lot of people were draft dodging, going to Spain and France, and during the time, everyone had to go. Everyone had to go to war. So my dad was conscripted in 1969, and he went to the Navy.
Uh-huh.
And the war ended in 74 when we had the the low level officers revolted. They organized a coup. They shut down they took over the government, and we had a regime change because of that. And in the end, we gave the colonies their independence.
Okay. So I guess we wonder why people hate us. Because I didn't even know that even existed. Of course, I was in third grade, second, third grade, so I wasn't aware of what was going on around the world. But man,
Yeah,
I
after World War II, when the U.S. financed the reconstruction of Europe, one of the provisos to receiving aid was that the colonial powers in Africa and Asia had to stop, as the United States wanted to extend the Monroe Doctrine across the Atlantic. So the Monroe Doctrine does just mean the U.S. does not allow European interference in the U.S. At first, it actually meant the U.S. does not allow European interference anywhere in the Americas, which is why there was the Spanish-American War, as well as why America interfered when 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 Austria installed an emperor in Mexico.
but the
Uh,
Spanish American War was started by a newspaper, William Randolph Hearst newspaper
yeah.
chain. Is that right? We were tricked
Hmm.
into thinking things were happening in Cuba that didn't really happen. Is that what how
Yeah,
you understand it?
yeah, and that allowed the Monroe Doctrine to be extended over the Pacific because the United States to control the Philippines. World War II allowed the United States to extend the Monroe Doctrine across the Atlantic into Africa, but they mostly failed to set up puppet regimes in Africa. The Soviet Union was much more successful with that. But France, the UK was the first to give independence to their colonies. They started right in the 1950s. They were already planning on leaving India even before World War One, even before World War Two. They were plans for it in 1938. Then France left, except for Algeria. There was war in Algeria because they didn't think Algeria of Algeria as a colony. It was an integral part of of their territory. But everything from Senegal to Cameroon, they gave them their independence. Uh, the Belgians didn't put up much of a resistance in giving up the Congo Free State, which became independent as the Republic of Zaire. And then there was us, who were still since we were not in World War II, we did not we were not part of the Marshall Plan,
Uh-huh.
and we kept the colonies.
Oh,
But
cool.
because we had oil and diamonds in Angola, uh, there were some interests in America that wanted us out.
Oh. Damn, man, I'm just in awe of this. You press King Kong's chest and hear him roar.
Uh-huh.
There's probably never been a show this insane. We're talking about wars and looking at Pee Wee's Playhouse. Man, well, I'll let you get to sleep, and I'll see you tomorrow night.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
I've already put the StreamYard link. I've sent you the message on Instagram.
okay, thank you.
But in any case, I'll make sure to post the link in chat, because there are a few of the regulars. See if they take the bait and want to come in.
What time does it start in the United States?
6 Eastern.
6 Eastern, so that would be 5 my
Yeah.
time. Um, how late does it go? Does it go on for a long time?
We usually go for about 3 hours.
Because I usually get home about quarter till 5 Central Time, which is 6 Eastern. So then I'd have to eat. So I might be half an hour, 40 minutes late.
Yeah, no biggie.
All right. Well,
Okay.
see you
See ya.
soon. Bye. This is an. Have you shown us this before? This collection? Oh, some of these are DVDs. I see. Yeah. Are these all for sale, or is this? What are you going to do with these things?
They're all sealed. People don't buy movies anymore.
Oh, well, I do.
I'm trying to find a DVD rack that I can put these on.
Well,
I found one on. It's $100 for a DVD
oh,
rack.
yeah. Oh, this guy was big into King Kong. Whoever sold this stuff to you?
Oh, here's
Oh,
another a variant of that other one.
yeah. What would you sell these King Kongs for?
They were $12.97 when they came out.
Man,
What is
what
it?
would
The
that?
Best Buy? Is this a Best Buy sticker? Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah. That last one, the first one that had the roar on his chest, I think that was the cool one. I mean, they're all cool, but was that Conan the Destroyer on VHS?
It was a DVD.
Oh, okay.
The Complete Quest, it says. Franchise collection.
Wait, what? So it has all the movies on it? What does it have on it? It has a bunch of extra stuff.
Barbarian has the Barbarian and the Destroyer, and it has a making of. It has commentary with the director.
I might want to. What would you charge for something like that?
I'm not sure. It was $10 when it originally came out.
Yeah, I might be interested in that.
This was a promo. This was a free giveaway.
Oh yeah, I have that. Well, I think I have Conan the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer. It's just the extras might be interesting.
It was
Um,
$3 at Walmart.
yeah, those $3 bins. I remember everything's tossed in there. I wonder if Walmart still has a selection or if they've shrunken down
They
their
don't have
DVD.
those bins anymore. They just put new ones out.
Oh,
Like around Halloween, they put out, like Universal Monsters.
do they? Art Library 88 says, thanks for the history lesson, Paulo. I had no idea about the Colonial War. I didn't even know that happened. But then, we're very, I
This
don't know
was
who,
$5 at Sears.
what is it, Revenge of the Nerds? I have no idea who the president of Portugal is, whether it's a man or woman. I don't know anything about anywhere else in the world. I'm very ignorant. This guy had pretty good taste in movies.
I didn't even know they sold movies at Sears.
Well, I guess they did one time.
Can't remember the last time I went to a Sears. I think they shut them all
I
down.
think I think they did all go under finally. That's sad. Yeah.
There's a little costume shop I'm gonna go check out tomorrow. I think
Oh,
they've been pulling out some stuff from the back because I think they're closing after this Halloween.
okay. I don't know why they didn't use the poster art for that. The poster was so magnificent for Young Frankenstein. Guess they wanted to focus more on the stars of the show.
I should do a little. I should film something from that costume shop maybe
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
because I think those things are gonna be gone. I think Spirit killed every mom and pop costume shop.
Yes. Spirit's kind of like the Walmart and whenever I go in a Spirit, it's not that exciting to me. But maybe it is now. But they used to be just all bunch of gore stuff. It was didn't give me the feeling of the Halloween I remember. I don't know. I increasingly just don't like so many things, but
Look at this big box. It says loose miscellaneous old toys.
and you don't know what's in it.
I can't remember. I'm sure I showed it on your show maybe a year ago. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I remember you going through boxes of toys and stuff.
It's taking up a lot of room.
Well, maybe you can get some people to buy stuff in the box here live on TV.
Okay, let's open it up then.
You can just, get put a price on everything and someone can claim it in the chat. Okay.
This is the from the GI Joe aircraft carrier.
Okay, that must have been a gigantic thing.
Yeah, in the 80s, it was. It's like a if you had a 6 foot long table. That's how you display that.
So having pieces from it are good for people that need replacement pieces that have the aircraft carrier, but are useless to anyone else.
Yeah, this is Masters of the Universe.
Okay.
That's He-Man.
That's it's pretty funny looking, but I that's funny.
Well, their vehicles are most ridiculous vehicles.
Yeah.
Like just the way they operate, it made no sense.
Well, this looks like somebody's '80s collection then.
Yeah, this is 80s GI Joe, 80s He-Man.
Yeah.
This is
This,
older.
yeah,
This
this is
boat,
this is yeah.
this boat has to be 70s.
Yeah. Well, this is pretty much when I was in college this stuff came out.
That's like
This
Big Jim.
doesn't
Is that Big Jim? I don't
it
know.
could be, but Big Jim was a toy I never had any interest in. It, it was just
These are all
too
He-Man parts.
mundane for me because they had the Big Jim ads in the comic books. Oh, he can play football. He can do all these things that I could care less about. I wanted characters that could do something that people in real life couldn't do. Or he can camp. He can
You do the
he can
dishes.
yeah. Yeah, I shouldn't knock him. I know people love that character.
Here's his
Meyer
engine.
says, "Yeah, I'll take that Big Jim boat." Okay, so
Here's
Meyer
the
is
engine for it.
okay. Yeah, so the engine and the boat go to Meyer Greenblatt.
I had room in his box. I should have done this video yesterday.
Oh, you already mailed his box, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
This is all mostly GI Joe and He-Man. It looks like. Oh, look at a remote control car. Where's Paul?
That's
Where's
pretty
Paula?
cool. I bet Paula would have liked the STP sticker. That's funny as hell. I wonder if it still works. This it's remote control, huh?
Look, that's how it turned.
Yeah. Do you have the remote control for it in there?
I don't even remember ever seeing this.
That's
Oh,
just a cool thing to have on display with all these great stickers. Meyer is
oh, look
saying,
here.
"Sweet, you
I
might
know what
want
this
that."
is. You know what this is, right?
Uh, do I?
Yeah, you should. You probably have some of these laying around.
Um, what's it for? I mean, it's a chair, but
If I'm not mistaken, it's from Planet of the Apes.
well, it looks Planet of the Apes, but that wasn't in the treehouse.
It was
It
in the big play set. You know,
from
the big play
Ego.
set. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't. It doesn't look familiar.
Remember the play set that had it had the you could put your guns and then it would flip it over and hide them.
Oh yes. I need to find that. If you find one of those, I need it. I
It's
think
probably in this box. That this goes to that. This goes to that. I think people would lay their guns across you. I don't know if they would actually sit on you.
I didn't have that in my treehouse. I did
Well,
have the
no, it
thing
wasn't
that
the
flips
treehouse.
over.
It was the city where like the prisoners were.
Oh, I never had that. What I had was the treehouse. Meyer says there's a creek by my house. I could actually go fishing, but I prefer to play fishing with Big Jim. And I think he might be telling us that chair is Big Jim. It's from the camping set. Okay, yeah, he's saying that that chair is not Planet of the Apes, it's Big Jim.
I know they reuse a lot of stuff, so
Yeah, yeah, that's true, but I think the yeah, I remember everything that was for that Planet of the Apes thing.
oh, there's the remote control you're asking about. Look at
Oh
this wire.
wow.
I remember these wires. They would like poke you in the eye sometimes.
Well, that's a pretty cool thing. uh, that car. Um,
Yeah, that's why they had to put the little end on there because the kids are
what
getting
kind
bored.
what kind of batteries does that thing use?
Let's see. It's
Maybe
probably
we could try
double
it
A.
out on the floor of your store.
Let's see what it is. Kid had it taped shut. You probably. Oh, this tape is turning to dust. Turned to
Oh,
the
wow.
the tape this kid used turned to dust and got all over my phone.
Oh man, yeah.
Okay, it's oh, it's a 9 volt. That makes sense. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And what? I wonder what. And you'd have to have a battery in the remote too, or is that in the car or the remote you're looking at?
That's the remote. Let's see what the car has. I have a 9 volt at least.
Oh,
The car takes a nine. I remember these kind of things. It would take a 9 volt and some other batteries
oh, okay.
because the 9 volt wasn't good enough. A 9 volt and some other batteries.
Oh, okay.
One, two,
My,
three, four, four
Myra, what do you
double
think the chances are of that thing still working today? Sometimes you just have to clean up the contacts. I don't have any idea. I'm not
A. Oh,
a.
the
I don't have.
contacts are brand. The contacts look brand new.
Hmm.
This
Well, I
thing will
guess it's
fire right up.
possible.
This thing's ready to go.
What's the manufacturer of that?
Can you see it? I can't see that small. Looks like
Hold it the other way. It was upside down. Um,
oh, it's made in Korea, 1977.
1977 Vanity Fair Industries. Does it say South Carolina? Oh, no, Incorporated, made in Korea.
Isn't Vanity Fair like a magazine or something?
Well, I don't think it's the same company, but yeah, there's a Vanity Fair magazine.
Or G.I. Joe stuff. Oh, this is, I think, Skeletor's ladder, maybe.
Oh,
Oh, cool. Look at this. It's like a helicopter piece from probably G.I. Joe.
oh, wow.
What's this from? A wagon or something?
Well, it
Okay.
kind of looks like it's from a stagecoach. It's made to look
Yeah.
like old wood, but it
Yeah, this is
was like
the seat you sit in. Yeah.
it must have been pretty big. But offhand, I have no idea what it's from. It- I wonder if it's from that Johnny. What was the Johnny West? Wait, Vincent is saying GI Joe. Ideal, 1973, Hollis, New York.
Is this a piece from Evil Knievel?
Well, yeah, well, it could be because Evil Knievel, I think, was made by Ideal. I remember those ads on the back of Marvel
What's the right?
Comics.
What's the right year? Look at this dust on here.
It, Well, it could be the right. Evil
Yeah.
Knievel, I think, is a little earlier than 77. Ah, Vincent says the yellow thing was from a GI Joe helicopter.
Oh, look at this! Look at this! Somebody's den, somebody's
Yeah,
room.
that's pretty neat. That's very cool.
1972 Mattel. Look at his. That's his trophies.
Well, well, that's probably Ken's hangout. That's from a Barbie house, I think.
I want a little hangout like this
Yeah.
with a little
Myers saying
disco
Big
ball.
Jim. I don't, or I guess Myers saying, oh,
Big Jim.
he knows immediately what that is. It's inside of his camper. Okay.
Man, he had a cool camper.
Myers saying, Den, I'll take that.
I want to recreate this.
Yeah, yeah. Take a picture of it before you send it to Meyer. Yeah, put that in Meyer's pile. He definitely wants that. That'll look good in his hangout, man.
The whole
But
camper's down here. Look at this.
oh, I think he wants that.
The whole camper's down here. Look, full of stuff too.
Man.
Look at white tiger hunt. Is that
Oh,
Big Jim
that's
or
neat.
G.I. Joe?
I, I I don't know. He
Yeah, you
says I
could put
used to
the.
have that camper.
Look at that
That
net. You could put the creature from the Black Lagoon in there.
yeah, there's all kinds of stuff you could do, but I think Meyer's gonna want that. Well, we'll see what he says.
The
Um,
G.I. Joe vehicle in there. Oh,
so that
Bionic
panel,
O2 rocket
what?
X-ray.
My gosh. So do you think that panel fits right where we're looking on the side of that van?
Must fit on this side because this other side
Oh
has
yeah.
one.
Oh, look at his posters on the other side.
Man, he's got a
Yeah.
badass thing. Look at, he's got a book collection. He's got a TV, a VCR.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm kind of starting to see why these toys were cool. It's like a male version of Barbie. It's like
There's part of his
a
desk.
bachelor fantasy.
There's his fishing pole. Go fishing down at that creek behind your place. Yeah. It still has a hook on it. Look at.
Myers saying score.
There's his barbecue grill. This is how they got away with making stuff cheap. You make it out of cardboard and then wrap it in vinyl. This is the front of the camper.
Yeah, that's great.
Man, this is what people need to live in, like down by the river.
Yeah.
A lot more affordable living in one of these. Have you guys watched those YouTube channels? There's people that just live in these things.
Well, no, I don't. I've seen some people live in little tiny houses on YouTube.
Yeah, there's people that live in little mobile things. The YouTube channels have
Uh,
like millions of viewers.
yeah, that toy chest looks older down there. Not toy chest, but tool chest at the bottom.
There's two. I don't know what's in them. Okay, here's a lounge. There's a sun. What do they call it? A, a lounge chair.
Yeah,
You're sunbathing. That's not a toy. That's the top of a cup. with the sippy cup. Look how dirty my hands are from this.
Oh no. Yeah, I would hate that.
It's like 40 years worth of dust on this stuff.
Right.
Just like
Oh, a
Dad.
G.I. Joe one down there. That's cool. That's real 50s looking there. Like Dad's.
New York Toy Corp, 205th Avenue, New York. They still around?
I don't think so.
Educator approved tools that will make them proud. This will be my new toolbox. Can you imagine that you call it somebody to fix something to come with this tool chest?
Yeah.
Oh, Robin's in here.
What is? Oh no. You need to put him next to the new Robin you just got.
Yeah, his shoes are still there. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah, the little
His little
yeah.
sticker is almost is barely there still.
What's the condition of his head? The paint job on his head that could be reused too. Oh, the little
Mask
scalp.
is good.
Yeah, yeah.
His head's good. It's just the
Yeah.
back is a little
He looks
scratched.
good from the front, yeah. And that's what was in the tool chest.
Oh, there's Aquaman. Here's your Aquaman you've been searching for.
Oh my gosh, really? Oh, yeah. That's
I can put a hook hand on there.
oh man, yeah. If you're selling it, put it in my pile.
His head's perfect.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I could have his hand hidden behind somebody else. Yeah, I've
His
been
head's
looking for an
perfect.
Aquaman for
I can
decades.
I can take a hand off somebody else.
And look,
It was
with the
it
thing
was an
open, you
animal.
don't see any. Oh, that's the
It was an
that's.
animal that chewed it. Look,
Oh yeah, yeah, probably so. Um,
I
the
might be able to fix him.
the
But
the
other than
next
that,
thing is an astronaut from Planet of the Apes. I could
his
use.
shorts started to rip right here.
Well, that's on his back. No one will see that if it's displayed. He isn't in very good shape,
You
but
could
I
have like a
still.
shark biting his arm.
Yeah, I'll do something creative with it. What there's a I think a Planet of the Apes. That's Action Jackson. I think there.
This guy's seen better days.
Yeah, yeah. This guy played hard with his guy. They all look like they've been. They look like they've been tortured by the Viet Cong, man. It's just like uh,
Look, he doesn't even have any eyes left.
yeah. That was yeah. That's pretty terrible.
He's just ready to hang it up.
POWs. Now all our POWs are finally home. It's just a little worse for wear. Let's see the astronaut guy now. I think there was an astronaut, unless I was mistaken.
He has a peg leg.
Yeah, mine's missing a leg too. Yeah, they couldn't make him look like Charlton Heston because
Somebody tried to
they
make a paper leg for him. There's some paper rolled up inside there.
he's not that's about the condition mine's in. I never had a lot of respect for the figure because he really didn't look Planet of the Apes like. He didn't
Oh,
look like Taylor. His
there's teeth
astronaut suit
falling out
didn't.
of him.
What's falling out of it?
I thought it was a rolled up piece of paper, but it's actually like pieces of his leg, I think.
This is horrible, man. It's like the next door neighbor in Toy Story that had tortured and made monsters of all his toys. It's just,
Those
uh,
pieces falling out of him.
is that what's happening?
Yeah, his leg goes is deteriorated all the way up to his hip.
Oh man,
That was his hip. That was the left of his
I feel
hip.
like
Look,
I'm watching Faces of Death or something. This is horrible. Oh yeah, they always had that weird like pubic hair pattern around where their crotch was. I forgot about that.
that was their hip.
This
That was supposed to add, like a little tension to keep them tight when they're turning.
oh, is that what it was? I just thought
Yeah,
it was supposed to be they weren't well groomed. Ugh.
that's what's left of his leg. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I've never seen that kind of Migo rot before.
Oh, this is cool. Look at it. It's like a little dynamite thing.
Yeah, that's probably for Big Jim, I'm betting.
Here's a little ammo can. It looks like.
Um, Meyer would be able to tell us what that's from. I,
I don't know. It's like a bedpan or something.
well, I'm
Here's a.
eager to see what's in the GI. Oh, that's nice. Is that
It's
Big
not
Jim
real.
again? Yeah, but watch YouTube ban the stream. You were
There's
handling a
a,
firearm.
there's an orange tip on the end.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't show that too much longer. They're not
Look
very
at
smart at YouTube headquarters. Oh, and a chess piece. The box is really cool that this stuff is in.
There's
Um,
another one of these. I swear this is from Planet of the Apes.
he says, I think it's Big Jim. The Planet of the Apes stuff the Mego stuff didn't have that kind of cloth. Everything was all plastic.
No, this is Big Jim. You can chop the wood and it would split.
Yeah, that's what that's supposed to be. Yeah, man, yeah.
Chopping wood with your figures.
That
So
tool set 10 is really neat. Someone needs to get that. It's very
here's a cape to somebody.
let me see. That's a Batman cape that's faded. um
Put it on my McFarlane.
yeah, you ought to try it. Yeah, actually do it. It'll look weird but cool.
There's another rifle.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a little medical kit that opens up.
Yeah.
There's a gas can.
Yeah.
That's cool. You can like have some guys like trying to put it on Frankenstein, trying to douse them.
Australian hat.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Another piece of wood. Another dynamite.
Yeah.
Oh, here's Robin's hand.
Oh yeah, yeah, okay. Throw
Or
that
not
with
Robin. Oh no, it's not. It's not his.
is it the wrong hand? Like
Yeah,
two right hands or something?
yeah. He needs a left hand. This is another right hand.
I might have a figure that needs that hand. I've got some handless Migos. Maybe save that hand out. That's pretty cool looking. The walkie-talkie. Ooh, Meyer says I'll take that plastic log too. It's Big Jim. Yeah, we figured it was Big Jim. Who else breaks logs?
I even have the axe you can break it with.
Yeah, I think Meyer's interested in a lot of this Big Jim stuff. I don't know how much he has already, but
The logs probably everybody lost by chipping in
yeah.
half, and then you lose the one half. Because I
Trump
have
Trump's
half
on
off.
stage now at the Alfred Smith dinner. I'm recording it. I'll watch it later. Um,
Oh, there's
and
a
then they
foot in
just
the
had a
boot.
pre-recorded little comedy routine with Kamala Harris that just ended. I wonder what the boot goes to. But is still in
Probably
the
this.
boots.
Yeah, his foot still in there.
This is almost just like a.
That's a good
That's
ghost story. You find a boot and there's a foot in there.
yeah. This is just like after a bomb went off, you're just sifting through the victims. It's horrible.
Yeah, I'll clean up all this gunk on here. Look at my hands.
Yeah. If no one else wants that toolbox, I'll let them have first shot. I'll take it before it winds up in a dumpster.
I
I'll
want,
buy it.
I want someone to show up at a job site with it.
Well, okay, so this is a vintage GI Joe. Yeah, this is the real thing here.
Oh,
Um,
look at it, it's not even broken. You'd think this would be like shattered into pieces.
well, yeah,
It's
that's cool.
so thin, cheap plastic. You think it's shattered into a million pieces.
I don't know if that's what time period that's. I mean, I get it's 60s. Let's see what's in here. Um, that's
Skydive.
a 70s post-war GI Joe, or or is that Big Jim? I can't tell what
It's a
that
G.I.
is.
Joe comic. Look at there's a
Okay.
giant spider.
Yeah, I mean it's very weird looking comics. It's comics by someone that's never actually read a comic book. It's just very
The panels are even really strange.
yeah, like I said, it's someone's not understanding how comics work
It
that's
smells.
doing this.
It smells weird. Actually, oh man, that smells like my grandma's house back in Illinois.
These pamphlets are pretty cool. There was a good painting on the back of that one. Could we see that?
Yeah, I have to keep this just for the smell.
Oh yeah, that's fine. But could we see the back of it? It had like a painting, I think.
Yeah, the back's the best part about it. I'm gonna display it like this.
Yeah, yeah, that's the cool part. Yeah, that's neat. If the inside of the comic had looked like that kind of art, it would have been
Yeah, the smell of it.
cool.
It smells like a basement in Iowa or Illinois.
Okay.
That's what the basements smell like.
Is it a pleasant smell if it doesn't have nostalgia built into it, or would it be horrible to someone that doesn't remember their grandmother with it?
Did you like going on the Pirates of the Caribbean and smelling that smell?
Man, I can't remember. I last went on that ride in 1980. So
Well, it smells the same. I went there like 10 years ago and it smelled the same. Oh, look at this
okay.
one. If you like that smell, you like to smell that comic.
Uh,
Detonator. That's cool. I need to keep this.
yeah, sure. I mean, it's your stuff.
That one says detonator on it. I'm gonna blow something up with that one.
And you didn't
There's
you have
a-
a detonator from Big Jim too? You could.
Yeah, but I'd have to print that on there though.
Oh, okay.
Look at this hat.
Yeah, yeah. What that's a Meyer Greenblatt hat. Doesn't he wear that all the time?
The beanie, but it's
Maybe I'm wrong. It seems like he wears something like that all the time, man.
I don't know if he rolls it up on the side.
I
This
don't
would
know.
be.
What do I know? I don't pay
I
attention.
think this is like if you're on a boat, maybe.
Yeah. Well, these are not combat GI Joe kind of things. They're more his early '70s. Adventure Team looking stuff, I
Look at
guess.
these look at these socks.
Oh, and people say it shouldn't be called a doll. I mean, how you're playing dress up with them. Yeah, hey, be careful. You're gonna I'm so paranoid, man. You know, the what's his name? David Nino Rodriguez is afraid to say Donald Trump's name. He calls him Mr. T on YouTube because he's afraid just saying his name is going to get him in
I think
trouble.
Mr. T will get banned, and then A Team will be banned.
Yeah, right.
Look at this jacket; it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Oh, look at this.
this may be a '70s box. I don't know.
Is this a tent?
Is it a tent or is it a shirt for a comic book fan?
It's a tent. Look.
Oh yeah, it is a tent.
Oh, that's what this was. Look, a tent pole.
Oh,
Look at this. It's a raft.
oh wow.
You can blow this raft up. Oh, look at there's this kid made something.
Oh yeah.
He made his own something here.
No, we can't
Oh,
see
look,
it. Oh,
we have a chemical reaction going on.
oh, we do.
Yeah, we have.
Oh, they got melded together. What's going on?
This kid made his own quiver. It looks like out of paper, yarn, and a Q-tip.
That's pretty clever.
Yeah, at least he didn't use it.
Wow.
He didn't use the Q-tip before. Okay, this is what is this?
Myers says toy archaeology.
I don't know. Maybe this holds the tent. We fold the tent up, put it in here.
Library 88 says awesome finding handmade accessories. Yeah.
Oh, is this a campfire?
Apparently, it looks like some alien monster from Star Trek. What does it say at the bottom? Hasbro? Yeah. Hasbro Hong Kong. That would be a good name for a YouTube guy. Hi, I'm Hasbro Hong Kong, and welcome to my show.
There's a campfire.
That's hilarious, man. Meyer, do you need that campfire? It's pretty funny looking. How do you mold a fire in plastic? It's
Pretty nice level.
yeah, yeah.
Is it maybe a GI Joe helmet? Look
Meyer
at that.
says yes, but I don't know yes to what.
Look at the patina on this foam.
Yeah. Library 8 says the gold shovel from Twin Peaks season 3.
I never
What was
watched
this?
Twin Peaks. I never understood it.
What was the new season that came on about 4 or 5 years ago? Was that season three, the new one where everyone was older? That
Hey, I
that
gotta wash
season
my
was
hands real
something
quick.
else.
Let me wash my hands real quick.
Yeah, yeah, I would. I don't blame you at all. I hate having my hands like that, man. Well, how many more boxes of things like this does he have in his back room? I'm wondering.
There's one, at least two more like this one.
Oh, there's an answer. I thought it was going to be how many licks does it take to the center of a Tootsie Roll,
I
Tootsie
think
Pop,
it's my
whatever.
fingers
But
right there.
there's actually an answer to this question. Um, all right, let's get back to it here.
Let's see what this is. Another tent or what is this? Oh, it's a parachute. Look at this cool parachute. Oh, this thing's huge. I didn't know GI Joe parachutes were this big. Gigantic, huh?
Yeah, I guess that's the scale with the GI Joe figure. Um,
It would actually work if you threw them off a building, probably.
yeah.
All right, this is a weird. This is a bat, I think.
Um, could be, or maybe it's somebody's leg that he's been keeping in his refrigerator. Myers says, "Wow." I think to the parachute, probably.
There's another bat.
I have a feeling that Myers going to be picking up a lot of this stuff from him.
Here's another Australian hat. Why do
I
we
don't
have so
think.
many Australian hats?
I think because it looks cool on Big Jim or GI Joe, because Australian hats are the Australian guys are the ultimate and alpha male. Although they didn't do very good during the pandemic as far as that, they seem to be very compliant. But Australians have that reputation of being macho. So, or at least they did back in the 70s.
Crocodile
Um,
Dundee. I remember that movie.
yeah, yeah, that's the pinnacle of that. Live Radiate says season three was the new one. Yep, it's crazy and abstract for anyone who didn't get the first seasons. Don't even bother. Season three is pure insanity. I loved it. Yeah, my wife and I like that.
Hey, is this the little look? It has headphones and the little
Uh,
beep 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 beep
it's an
beep.
old telegraph. Yeah, man. So that's an ore.
Oh, this
Yeah,
is a
but
cool blaster. Look at this.
yeah, what is that supposed to be? Is that
It might just be broken, so it looks cool now. It might have been broken.
could be? It almost looks like something from Flash Gordon. It almost doesn't look. I don't know, man.
Weird. It has like a metal weight to it.
Um, that may be from a different kind of toy. Live Radiate says, "Wow, the telegraph is great. So is the ore and the gun. Handsome accessories."
It's a little spotlight. It looks like.
Yeah,
But why does it have a little aimer on it?
I couldn't tell you.
Binoculars. Here's a spool of rope. Dirty plate or something.
Yeah, that's kind of horrible.
Here's a little camera. Another tent pole. Tent poles. Rope. Not sure. Oh, I got enough tent poles. I might be able to set up that tent.
Myers says a lot of these accessories are from a night raid spy set for G.I. Joe. The raft, the oar, the detonator, the beanie, the light, the camera.
What's it called?
It says it's a night raid spy set for G.I. Joe.
Okay.
And the broken grease gun. Okay, that's a grease gun. Okay.
Look, I found the GI Joe instructions um, for that helicopter that I didn't have many parts for.
Oh, sometimes just an instruction sheet is valuable to someone that,
Someone that doesn't have the instructions.
yeah, right.
That's what it would look like, but I only had like the basic hull, just the one part of it. Yeah, so sometimes instructions you can sell for like $20.
I was just thinking, yeah, about $20. Just think of the same price.
Oh, here's another great smelling catalog.
Oh, Secret of the Stolen Idol.
Same kind of art. This one has the helicopter in it. This one doesn't have a cool back though, like the other one did.
Yeah.
Oh, it has all the different adventure sets. Let's see if we can find the one he was talking about. You see it on
Oh,
here?
maybe Secret Mission to Spy Island there. The one, see
Secret of the
some,
Mummy's Tomb is one of my favorites.
yeah. So you see that he's marked the ones he has, I think, and he has White Tiger Hunt. We had the
Oh, the
cage for the
Spy Island. That's right there,
yeah.
right?
That's the one where a lot of that stuff is from. So I think all the pieces you have are from, and then the Mummy's Tomb, the Tiger Hunter, or the Spy Island one, or what is it? A Stolen Idol at the bottom.
Uh-huh.
So
So this kid, he was keeping track of what he had.
yeah.
Oh, here's the actual booklet to it. Here's the Spy Island book. Same art. You know which one I really like is the deep sea diver guys. Always like those. There's the White Tiger booklet.
Oh, all the booklets are there.
And they all smell so good. Special instructions: removal of boots.
Oh yeah, that I have something like that for my GI Joe army guy. The removal of boots. I still have that little thing.
Well, that was cool. cool. This box is really cool. He wrote his name G.I. Joe on here. Number 7 he wrote.
Huh.
Oh, that boat has a trailer too.
Huh.
Is it a big Jim boat? It would say Mattel on it if it was Big Jim, huh? It's probably a dime store. Oh, but it's pretty cool. Look. Kind of feels like a dime store. See
Yeah.
Tony Osmond's trying to attack me.
Yeah.
I might have to fix him. This little window.
Oh yeah. Les Frontier says now I have the urge to go get vintage GI Joes.
I want to listen to the old records now. They have that came with some of these toys.
Yeah, all those GI Joe records are on YouTube.
Oh, they are, so I don't have to get my records out.
Well, I mean, you could. It's probably cooler to listen to it on a old record player, but yeah, people have put all those a lot of children's records up on YouTube where you can just listen to them for free. Last Frontier, have you gotten in any new uh, shipments of old comics?
This little box is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Who should I put in there?
Well, I don't know. Um, Gotta maybe put Robin in it.
Look at it, slides open.
You could put the beat up Robin Mego figure in there, then have the Burt Ward Robin standing on top of it, maybe. I got one book in yesterday, says Last Frontier. I bet it was an incredible book.
Jesus. I didn't realize it was already 7.
Oh, shoot. Huh. You've been closed a while. I am fading fast myself.
Did you hear that? I
Hear what?
think something fell back where I was just at.
Oh, boy. Oh, he got Battlefield 6 from Atlas. Wow.
Did I send you one of those Battlefield books before?
From the 50s? I
Yeah,
don't think
or did you have one in your collection? I remember seeing one. Either I had it or you had it.
I don't think I have a Battlefield book. No.
Huh?
I have like an Atlas war comic called like Man or something, and he's about to put a bayonet through a Korean soldier's throat, and I have um, an issue of GI Joe, the '50s comic, and um, I'd
Maybe
like to
I
have
did. I have one in that big Golden Age collection.
the one that someone bought most of them all at once. I don't remember it. Um, I don't know. Maybe someone Meyer might remember. I just seems like I would have remembered that though. I It's not familiar to me.
I know they have great painted covers, right? This
Yes, they.
Battlefield.
Yeah. Well. I was thinking of GI Joe, but Battlefield. I think they're great cover. I think that yeah, they're really great covers. What I remember.
Oh, I just saw something from Brick Mantooth. Just put up a video.
Oh, what's it about?
I don't know. It
Maybe.
just popped on. I didn't get to see it. It popped on my screen.
Okay.
Can you check it? It might be something about Migo. Might be Migo news about that new line.
Yeah. Is that being unveiled in New York? Is
Did you see what it was?
No, I can't because I'm using my phone to record
Let me
to
see if I. Let me
stream.
see if. Let me see if my other phone's on.
Um, Israel just announced that they killed the Hamas leader. Well, I saw that this morning, but they were looking at DNA to try to figure out if it was him. They were thinking it was, so I guess they've confirmed that that happened. Now, now what happens? Um,
Yeah, he did a video. It's Migo Atlas Comics Wave 1. I'm gonna show the whole
oh,
wave. This guy's cool that has this channel. He's making his own version of Lincoln Monsters.
Yeah.
I want to get the Phantom one that comes out in series 2. That one I never had that comic that he comes with.
I've never seen one. No.
That's how obscure these figures are. What? Cut it off?
Um.
You didn't show
Yeah.
the girl.
Yeah. The girl is very modestly dressed compared to the comic. She doesn't look like a Vampirella clone so much as a more like a Black Widow clone. Um.
I wonder why he. I wonder why he hasn't been showing the girl. I wonder if they're changing it.
Well, maybe they need. Well, it just doesn't look like the character in the comic, but
I wonder if they're changing it, and that's why they're not showing it.
well, I did see a picture of it. Let me see if I can find it
Yeah,
here.
I got a 5-star review on Google.
Oh yeah, who's it from?
Let's
Does it
see.
say? This is
Maybe
the
it's one from
Devilina figure here. That do you see how she's completely clothed, but this is how she looked in the comic or the comic magazine, as opposed to this. That's what does the star say? I mean, what does the review say?
Let's see. Hold on. This phone doesn't go very fast.
You guys
So
watching, all 16 of you, give him a 5-star review.
this was from Jaden Took. He
Yeah, I
said,
was hoping
"Great
it was
place,
going to be
fair price."
someone that what. Oh, okay. I was hoping it would be someone that watches the show. How many do you know how many reviews you have that are people that watch this show?
But I don't know how I would know that.
Well, maybe their names if they use a similar name.
Let's see the filter by. I have 692
Oh,
reviews.
that's amazing. That's pretty great.
Uh, this is a weird review. It says people say this comic book store offers a wide variety of comics, graphic novels, and horror merchandise, including comics, music, and Star Wars items. They also highlight friendly and helpful staff and a clean and well organized space. It's just a weird way to say it. People say this comic. Like he doesn't say it, but other people
Yeah,
say it.
maybe you heard me talking about it, but
Yeah. So this could be somebody that's never been here.
yeah.
Oh, it's summarized with AI, so maybe the AI messed up.
Oh, I think yeah, that does sound completely AI written. A well organized workspace. What customer would say that?
This guy said too many modern comic books for my taste, but I'm sure I came at a bad time.
That's because I'd bought all the Silver Age, and I would caused you to get a bad review. Shit.
He came at a time where you guys took all the golden age and silver age.
Yeah, we stripped you bare, and then you get bad reviews
Well,
now.
it's not like I can just stock that stuff. It's not like they make it anymore.
Right, right. Um,
Oh, there's the bad one I got. It said not open during posted open times.
uh, well, they I bet they showed up three
Oh no,
minutes after.
that was when the power went out. So I left. I went to the hotel.
Yeah, because you can't do anything. You just have to. You'd be in the dark, and then you'd have to take all cash, which I guess is
Yeah,
preferable anyway.
nobody has cash anymore.
Yeah,
Cash is
but
gone.
yeah, but boy, do you guys, and I need to listen to my own advice. We all need to get cash, some cash, in case power grid goes down.
Unless you want to steal stuff, otherwise you have to steal stuff from the stores.
Yeah, that's not advice I want to give.
No, it's
Yeah,
not very nice. Especially if it's a mom and pop place. You want to
yeah,
steal from.
but I don't think there are many mom and pop places left. I think Walmart has destroyed all of that, and the Family Dollars and Dollar Trees.
You always gotta lift up those flaps. Look at there's like hidden stuff down there. There's a beer cap down there. Maybe it's a vintage one.
Well, no. What is this box from? What are you looking at here?
That was the box we just emptied.
Oh, and is that a holster that you found?
You know, lifting these flaps up because stuff gets under there sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just little stickers and stuff that fell off. Civil War conditions if Trump wins.
Oh, this is today's Alex Jones, I guess, playing in the background.
I don't think there'll be civil war. I think it'll just be one side burning down the cities. There might be a few people that'll stand up, like that one guy, that one kid did.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, he sure was made to suffer for it.
Yeah. So who's? Then everybody saw that. So who's gonna go try and help?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get more punished than the person that lit the gas station on fire.
Iris says, "Catch will mean nothing, sire." My goodness.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll go on Paulo's show. He's come on my show enough times. I should help him out. I just don't
Are you gonna
know.
Are you gonna share a link on your community tab so I can find it?
Yeah, yeah. I never have done anything in the community, but I'll do that, or I'll put a yeah. I'll do that. Um, yeah, yeah. I just don't. I don't. Hopefully, I can hold my own because I don't know much about most comic books. I just know my time period, and I don't even know that well. It's just, something that I love from, and but I'm not actively. I don't know.
Is Meyer still watching? I want to show him something if he is.
Yeah, because he just made this comment.
Uh, these wire racks that you have and that we have, you can buy these. You can buy wheels for them. They'll go on the bottom. And you can move your rocks around.
Oh, I'm sure he knows that, but maybe not.
I didn't know that. They don't come with wheels.
Yeah.
I guess they're like restaurant racks, like restaurants use them or something. But I always take. I was telling them like to stand figures on there. It's hard to stand them. So if you have an old long box or short box lid, you can cut it down, and it fits on here. And then when you stand action figures on there, or if you're even storing like comic short boxes on here, it's better because they don't get ripped up from this.
Oh,
Whoa.
my wife says I look tired.
You've been
I've been
tired since
falling
you
asleep
started,
all
didn't
night.
you?
Uh, going to bed soon, yes. Almost
Oh, look,
maybe
there's a full moon.
full moon. Yes, I've been well aware of that full moon. That's one of the reasons I'm so tired, man. It's yes, I yeah, full moon, 100%.
Oh, look, they're putting chemtrails too over there. You see that?
Let me give you a bigger screen.
Yeah, see it, huh? There's a chemtrail over there.
I believe you. There's been a lot of weird military aircraft in the sky today where I'm at. Um, so I don't know if we're getting ready to go to war or they're doing training exercises or whether the UFOs have arrived to distract from the election. I don't know.
Supposed to rain this weekend.
Oh, that'll be good. When did it last rain there? Alex Jones is about to be interviewed by the Russians on live television, but this is earlier today. You can watch a live stream of Alex Jones shows 24 hours a day on Rumble. Just go hit the live button, and then you'll see InfoWars is one of the first choices. This is interesting.
Yeah, there's chemtrails all around me right now.
Huh. My wife
Can't
says I
see them,
best
but
start
they're
making
there.
my way back. My wife's on a break from her work from home job upstairs. I'm about to go upstairs and be real quiet and hit the sack. They won't hear my snoring in the next room. But tomorrow night, I'm going to go on the Jared Osborne channel, and I'll put a link on here somewhere on the community tab, apparently, so you guys can go see me try to talk to people that know a lot about comic books. Um, and then Saturday morning, real early, we'll go on, and then at some point, Kevin will pop on and take us to a toy convention, and then, oh my gosh, he's turned into a moon monster. The full moon, look what is the full moon has turned him into that. Well, I'm gonna I think I'm gonna go sleep, man. I've been up since about 4:45 this morning, and
I thought you were doing a live stream this morning, but it was
yeah, I know. That's because I put the wrong time in, and I must have put AM instead of PM, and I wasn't planning to go on as late as 7:20. It said 7:20 AM. I noticed that, and it was not supposed to be that. Um,
it was like 5:20 my time AM.
yeah, that wasn't. I didn't do anything this morning. Um, yeah.
So tomorrow is the you're on a different channel.
Yeah, yeah. Although there's some new
Tomorrow Friday.
technology on StreamYard or something where I notice people will go on a live stream and then they'll share it to their own channel, and it's strange. I've seen that lately. That Psychotronic Squirt Gun will do a show, and Metarog will be a guest, and Metarog will have it on his channel. Then they'll have a bunch of people on talking to him, and two or three of them will be simulcasting it to their own channel, which diffuses the number of views that a show gets, because it looks like they're not getting many views, but then there's a lot of views on someone else's channel, and a lot of, I don't know. There must be some new button on StreamYard that allows you to let someone else take the StreamYard feed and channel it to their channel too. I guess it's almost like you got in different ABC affiliates in different markets, and they'll have their own feed. I don't know. Technology I don't understand. But I don't know. Um, figure I'll go on Paulo's stream. I don't have many friends left here on YouTube. But I mean, there's some friends that watch, but I haven't met them yet, and that just stay in the shadows, and that's fine. But the more of you guys that come on the show, the more entertaining we can make this. Uh,
Can we
but
figure out what day is the costume contest?
Yeah, I was gonna do that on Wednesday, October 30th. I already have that day on there, and then the
Oh, it's
31st
already
we're gonna.
scheduled. I can say that.
Yeah, yeah. And then the 31st uh, is gonna be where we talk ghost stories, and we can still do Halloween. People can still come on in costume. Whatever you want to do. I'll show monster comics, talk ghost stories. People call in and tell ghost stories, I guess. I don't know.
That's pretty cool.
And then I want to do a show on election night. And then I don't know what else I'll be doing in between all those shows. I'll do other stuff too. Um, and
I want to hear the ghost stories.
yeah, man, I gotta figure out when I can call. What I may do is call you
We
and
heard Captain Strangelife's ghost story. We haven't heard many others.
yeah, it was good that he related that on the air. Um, um, yeah, well, I'm sure a lot of people have ghost stories that are interesting. Um, Seems like my wife had a couple of good ones. Maybe I can have her tell those and make it like the old Art Bell show. Um, oh no, this disc failed that I was recording on. Fuck.
Does that mean the disc is trashed, or you just have to start over?
No, it's this batch of discs I got. I'm almost done with it. I've had about 5 or 6 fail out of this batch. It's it's because there's something wrong with it, but I have a brand new spindle. Hopefully that won't have a problem. Um, yeah, I've got to remember what I put on this. I had an X22 report. I had the oh man, it's a pain in the ass. Okay, so I'll just have to re-record the Trump speech at that dinner. That's okay. I guess that's not that big a deal. I'll re-record it while I'm sleeping. It's just it just says up there on the screen, recording error, cannot record on this disc. And and
All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna head
right.
home.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later. I'm gonna go catch some Z's. So take care,
Okay.
everybody. See you guys real soon.
All right. I'll see you Saturday for sure.
All right, take care, everybody.
Okay. All right. Bye.